Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Aramutz bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead-making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Aramutz.
From the den of the puppies of the apocalypse in northern Michigan, the Bunny Pen in Ottawa, Canada, and the palatial retirement estate in Minnesota, it's Got Mead Live. Welcome to the show. Want to say thanks to all the folks who have renewed or signed up for Got Mead Patron membership over the last 2 weeks. You are appreciated. That is how we have to pay for the things they make us give them money for. So I'd love it if we get it all for free, but here we are. So if you're not already a patron member, we hope you'll consider it if you think Got Mead's useful. It's only $30 a year, about 50 cents a week. Get you access to the patron boards on the Got Mead forum, our patron Facebook group, and the recipes contained therein, as well as a whole lot of information from a whole lot of very talented people. So, and a lot of people who are learning. So definitely check it out. You can go to gotmead.com/community. That is the forum. You can create a free account there. That'll get you into 90% of the site and forum. And if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade from there. And thank you very much. If you want to catch us live, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Facebook on the Got Mead page. And we also have a Discord. So check any of the announcements all over Facebook, Instagram, and X, and you'll find the link with all of the links to all of our live pages. But on Twitch, we are twitch.tv/meadwench, youtube.com/@gotmead, x.com/realgotmead, facebook.com/gotmead, instagram.com/gotmead, and discord.gg/lowercase z, uppercase E, uppercase K, uppercase N, U, J, uppercase Q, uppercase T, lowercase t, uppercase M. Hope you got all that, but if not, look up a link on one of the posts. That's why I never recited it. It's like, yeah, right, that's going to work. Okay, so, and of course, our social media, you can find us at facebook.com/gotmead. That is the page. Facebook.com/groups/gotmead is our main group. We do ask a couple of questions. Lets us screen out the spammers and just answer those, and we'll get you right on in. On X, we are at RealGotMead. Feel free to tweet if you like. And we'll probably see it. And if you want to send us questions, comments, suggestions, criticisms, or anything else you think we need to know, people we need to have on the show, etc., you can go to gotmead.com, put your mouse on, but do not click Got Mead Live Radio Show. Click the drop down. That'll take you to a form that goes to all three of us. I want to do a shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Honeybrook Craft Mead. Discover Honeybrook Craft Mead with 2 Colorado locations to serve you. Visit our original Castle Rock tasting room and production facility or our brand new Littleton Mead Cottage and Garden. Choose from our 20 taps of wonderful light and refreshing craft mead. Find us using your favorite map app or visit us at honeybrook.com. That's HONNI brook.com. Okay, so tonight we've got Tony Qualls. He owns Manic Meadery and Gnosis Brewing, and he also plays in the band Groovatron and runs the Sugarbelt Mead. We're not sure when he finds time to sleep, but he's decided that he can come on tonight. So. Thank you, Tony.
No problemo.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a good night. He's been warning us it's going to get nerdy, and we're like, yeah, we like it that
Bring
way.
it.
Yeah. We're all about the nerdiness. Okay, so let's get this show on the road with what are we drinking?
All right, I'll start. In light of who we have on here tonight, I pulled one of my cellared Manic Meads, a Star Thistle traditional. I think this might be 3 years old, could be a little older, not sure. It opens with a light diesel fume, and for those who think, oh, that sounds horrible. No, this is a good thing. Despite the description, it's similar to many of the great Rieslings I've had. It's floral with light green tea and a hint of elderflowers. Semi-sweet with the same floral and green tea notes. There's some drying minerality in a finish. it's delightful after sitting in my cellar for a couple of years. Nice job.
Nice.
And then, in case I need something more to wrap up the night, I've got a backup mead, which is Midnight Dale from Atheling Mead Works. It's a sweet traditional. I've had this previously. I can testify that it's a great mead and well worth checking out in case you get the chance.
Nice. Okay, AJ's still typing. So, all right, Tony, what you drinking?
Well, I wanted to choose something special, and Tom Repus, a very good friend of mine. Everyone knows Tom. One of the, I don't know, most charismatic, wonderful human beings I know. And meeting him, knowing him for the last 10 years, I got lucky enough to get a few of his bottles. So I'm drinking the 2017 Tropical Heat Wave, which I believe was the 2017 Mazer Cup Home Best of Show. And this is pineapples, mangoes, habaneros, and ghost chilies. 13.6% sweet. And that's fermented on DB10. And it's fantastic, as you would kind of probably guess. He makes okay mead. And and so the heat, it's funny because he talked about this mead at our Valkyrie's Horn when he did his presentation. He spoke about how to, about blending flavors, and he did mention this mead, and so it's really neat to drink it. I actually was sifting through. I have an absorbent amount of bottles, and I give them away all the time because I have too many.
Mm-hmm.
But as you all probably know, that problem. I actually have 2 bottles of this, and that made me feel really good about opening it. So my wife's going to probably make me save half the bottle for her, but we'll see how long this goes. And then I'm also drinking a Brimming Horn. This was a club bottle. I was in their club for many years until I just couldn't handle the space anymore because I had too much mead. But this is a buckwheat, 3 years in an oak barrel. And I love John Talkington does phenomenal stuff. Always love his stuff. So it's always a treat to open up a Brimming Horn bottle. So this is a club exclusive bottle from, I believe, probably 4 years ago, maybe.
Nice.
Yes,
see, I'm not the only one with a backup mead.
Yeah, if Tony starts talking trash because he's loopy, we'll have to.
I didn't have time to eat anything today except for what did I eat? Nothing. That's right.
Oh, geez. Okay. Gonna be an interesting night. How about you, AJ?
I got a bottle of Kevin's 2022 Brazilian Acacia Angico with California Riesling. It's got a delicate aroma. It looks and somehow also tastes very clear. It's off dry and really, really pleasant. I'm somehow getting citrus, but I'm not sure if that's from the honey or the grapes because I'm not terribly familiar with either of them. But really, really pleasant. I'm enjoying this. Thanks, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. You are welcome.
And my backup mead is within reach. I still have Vicky's antimony.
Oh gosh, you still got some of the ant mead?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. I found like I've got 2 more bottles of that. So,
Yep.
Have you had that yet, Tony?
I do not believe so.
Oh, okay. That was the mead that I bought a remnant bucket at Bee Folks of Heather Honey. And,
Okay.
if you run across Heather Honey, you buy it. It's just, yeah. And, if it's on this side of the pond, I can't afford it if it's coming from the other side. But, yeah. But it was like a third of a bucket. And so I had gone up there and I'd picked up like 3 buckets of honey. And then I hit 3 or 4 meaderies. And then on my way back down to North Carolina, I stopped at John's. And I always stop at John's when I go out that way. And so I stopped in and we're chitter chattering and that. And I was telling him what I got at Bee Folks. And he's like, "You got Heather Honey?" So we traipsed out to the car and we took and we were testing all the different honeys I'd come off because I had that was when I got the meadow maple, the meadow foam with like maple flavoring. And yeah, it's a meadow foam that apparently maple buds got, or something how in there, but there's a maple flavor in it. And so we pulled the top off of it and ants had got into the bucket. And we didn't see it at first. So John's like, oh my God, I could do some amazing stuff with this. And I'm like, really? I said, I'll tell you what. Well, if we could do a deal, because he knows I always walk out of there with like a case of meat. It's
And
ridiculous.
Go Marching John by John.
Yep, exactly. And so John took the bucket. I took all the meat and a couple of shirts and a hoodie and all the things. And so he calls me up about, I don't know, a week or so later, and he's like, there are ants in his honey. I'm like, what? And he says, yeah, I went and I heated it up and was getting the honey out the bucket so I could ferment it. And there's probably like 2 gallons of honey in there. And he says, and there were ants at the bottom, all the way underneath the honey. You couldn't see them until you got the honey out. And I was like, shit, man, that sucks. What are we going to do? And he says, I don't know. You think we ought to? I said, what the hell? Let's ferment it. What's the worst that could happen?
Protein.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
I was eating ants in Mexico, so I know they're not going to kill you, And so we're like, we decided, let's just go ahead and see what happens. And he did it. And come to find out, when ants die, they exude formic acid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this mead has an acid balance from the formic acid. And it's the wildest thing. It's just the most interesting flavor. I'll throw a bottle in my box and bring it down when I come down week after next for Sugarbelt.
Wow.
So when we get done with the actual festival, I'll look you up. I know you're usually around somewhere. So
they estimate there's about 20 quadrillion ants on the planet Earth.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ants.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turned out really, really well. And John gave me a case of, he was using those little squatty bottles that he used for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I had a case of those, and basically we split the batch, so yeah, it worked out pretty good.
That's
but
awesome.
I sent one up to AJ in the last box I sent her. So
It's really delicious.
yeah, she knows how much I love her because I don't share that with just everybody.
Formic Gamel.
Well, and of course, we use formic acid when we're treating our bees.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
And now that I've smelled it in that, I can taste it in the mead specifically.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You can pick it out once you can pick it out once you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a smell you forget.
No, it isn't. But so okay, you got Sugarbelt coming. Oh wait, I didn't do my mead. What am I doing here? Okay.
Yeah. What are you doing?
We got sidetracked. Okay, so I went down and dug in my stash, and like Tony, I've got more mead than I know what to do with, so I've been giving it away. But I had a bottle of Manic's BBA Wildflower 3, which is traditional, aged 18 months in bourbon barrels. It's a semi-sweet mead. The aroma was honey and bourbon, leather, caramel notes, a little bit of butterscotch. Flavor is leather, caramel, butterscotch forward. That honey is just right there behind it, and comes through really nice and clean and strong. These are wildflowers, so it's just a local multifloral. And the finish is this long honey bourbon sweetness. It's really nice. Only 500 mil, so it'll be gone soon. But thank you. Oh, and if you want some, y'all go to manicmeadery.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
this is yummy.
Let's talk Sugarbelt.
Since that's imminent.
That is coming up real quick, and there's a few of us who are making the trek.
Please be over soon.
What?
Please be over soon. I can totally relate to your feelings there, and I'm sure Kevin can as well.
Yeah.
Running an event takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, it does. Well,
Yeah,
give us a little background, and then let's talk about the specifics.
Yeah, so the Sugarbelt is sort of the name came from a trick of humility and owning their area. So Bob Slanzy, he's kind of a legend in the homebrewing mead world, and a lot of Polish connections. But Bob, he's an awesome dude, and he used to say, in his New York accent, you guys are from the Sugarbelt. Everything you have is, it's got so much residual sweetness. You're the Sugarbelt. I call you all the Sugarbelt. So he kept saying that to me, and I was like, I'm going to own that. So
might as well.
Yeah, so I suppose the name came from our area, which I attribute it, at least in modern times, because, I've only been doing this for a decade now, but I know a lot of people were doing this long before me. But in this area, when I entered the mead world 10 years ago, I was, of course, we have Schramm's in Michigan, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Northwest Indiana here.
Mhm.
And so we'd go up there and we go to Be Nectar, we go to Kunin, we go to Schramm's. And I was a real snob at the time with what I liked to drink, and I was kind of a Bordeaux wine guy, a dry Napa Cab guy. I liked hoppy dry beer. I liked mixed firm stuff and Belgians. I was not into sweet wine at all, and Ken and Schramm's really changed me with Madeline's first birthday. When I first had that, I was kind of like mind blown. I was like, wow, this is really sweet, but the fruit is so expressive. And so that's kind of started my journey as far as making that style. And obviously, when we started, that really took off. And there's all sorts of meaderies in this area. And sadly enough, some have come and gone at this point. But we call it the belt. The belt would be, I would include all the way up to really at this point to Minnesota, in a way. But originally it was basically the south side of Wisconsin up to basically Detroit, and we have a little horseshoe belt around the lake.
As I say, it kind of extends up here too. So
yeah, definitely. And
Michigan is definitely part of the sugar belt.
Yeah, that style became synonymous with a lot of young mead makers and commercial makers that were getting in on that. And so you have a Florida scene with that. You have all sorts of other areas. Florida had Pie Roads, Merriam, Brulahan, and then you had some people in California starting to do that, and it was really interesting. It's pretty funny now because it's common when you go to competitions and you see these meads everywhere, even on the homebrew side. Whereas when we were entering them 10 years ago, they were a little polarizing. To an extent, especially pushing those limits. But now anything goes, and I think that's great. But we make a lot more than just high residual sugar whole fruit melomels. But we figured we'd own it. We called the festival Sugarbelt, and we booked the first date, which would have been it was supposed to happen in the fall of 2019, and of course we had COVID-19 happened, 2019, COVID-19. And we had to cancel it and move it. And by the time all the restrictions were pulled up, we were one of the first festivals to kick off for the inaugural year in 2020. So this will be year 6 of the Sugarbelt Mead Fest. It's been in Crown Point, Indiana the entire time. It's the one challenge we had is when the famous Three Floyds Brewery, which is my hometown of Munster, they brought back Dark Lord Day after a hiatus 3 years ago. So that's on the same day as Sugarbelt normally. However, this year we're doing it on a Friday evening, the night before. So it's the first time we've tried it more towards the evening on a Friday. You can never make everyone happy. People suggested it. We're trying it. And I will like to say, just while I'm on that, is this will be the last year, and no one's heard this yet. You're hearing it here first, folks.
Ooh, cool.
Last year that we're doing Sugarbelt in that venue on this date. I've said I was going to do that for a few years now. This will be it. So this will be the last chance to see the original venue. This will be the last chance to get the original vibe. However, I have bigger plans for it. I think that the market has changed, obviously. We could talk about that all night. A lot of things have changed, with the economy and certain things. So I'm looking. I have a different venue picked out, very close to the same venue. I'm going to do it more towards the late summer, early fall, and I want to incorporate more of an atmosphere of market, like a market atmosphere, where families can come, possibly camping. Make it more of an event. Maybe it'd be great if you could pull up RVs. I know Vicky,
Vicky's thinking
are going up there. And so I'd like to do that. I know a lot of folks want to bring their families and bring more vendors and get more involved, possibly do a little fun competition, some education, things of that nature. So that will be the next one. And I just don't know when that'll occur. It's probably going to be next year in the late summer, early fall. But
Okay.
yeah, this year on a Friday night, and as Vicky mentioned earlier, I'm in a band called Groovatron. We've been together for 29 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And so that's what I did for the first part of my life. I back in the 90s, when they beat in your head you had to go to college to be successful. My has that changed, but
Yeah.
so I said no. I'm going to be in a rock band. I'm going to tour the country.
There you
And
go.
so I did that, and it was phenomenal. We played over 1,200 shows through about 25 states, and it's all the original members. They're still all of my brothers, and we're all married. We all have families, and they're all really good guys. I got really lucky being in that scene. It's kind of like in the fusion jazzy jam band scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, we play once a year at Sugarbelt. So I have to also remember how to play bass and sing and all these songs that we have to play that are not very easy to play, unfortunately.
No, but they sound great.
So that's another thing I'm doing right now is remembering how to play this next week. I can play one set at Sugarbelt, but it does give me a chance to hide on stage and make Keith deal with all the logistics. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so this will be the last year it's there. It's a great time. We've had, the second year was the biggest year. I think we were right around 900 tickets sold that year, which is kind of insane. And since the Dark Lord Day happened and the market's tailored off and all these other things, we usually draw around 400 to 500 people at this point, sometimes 600. That's about average at this point. I'd like to make it a bigger event. I'd like to make it more accessible to more people. But really the goal was to bring people from whoever wanted to come. And unfortunately, we can't have every meadery come out. I get a lot of requests, but there's only so much budget and so much mead we need to cater to the crowd. So we generally have between 20 and 30 meaderies. This year we have around 21 or 2, I believe. And it's fun. They get to come pour some stuff. I look at it as an industry event to share with all the other meaderies, introduce people around here, because we have a pretty good mead scene in this area, and it's fun to introduce people, like Billy, a lot of members that are Billy Belts at Lost Cause, now they're in his membership, and meaderies from Florida, meaderies from Virginia, and meaderies from New York.
Mhm.
And Michigan, of course, and Wisconsin. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. I like sharing that. I like collaborating with folks, and this is a community thing. And Mead's always been very community focused, and I'm in it for the art. That's my main passion about it. Unfortunately, I have to scrap together to pay the bills, but I'm blessed to be able to do it, and I'm happy I'm still around, and I can still bring this to the table at least, and bring these people together and hang out with some friends. And it'll be a little different this year. On a Friday, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Just means we'll be staying up later after.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
you have the weekend to recover. You don't have to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Saturday is weird.
We're going to be heading back up here on Saturday because I got my aunt watching the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a track sectionals and I think a volleyball tournament that day. So
yeah,
I won't have to miss my kids' sporting events.
There you go. Yeah, that's important stuff. But for those of you who might be wondering, you can there are still tickets available. The festival is Friday, May 15th, starts at 6:00, and the tickets can be got at ticketstripe.com/ You left out the B in Sugarbelt. That's interesting. Sugarbelt Mead Fest 2026.
Really?
Yes.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm on the ticket stripe page, and it's Sugarbelt.
They did that.
Yeah.
Sugarbelt.
Sugarbelt. Yeah. So just leave the B out of belt, y'all, and it'll work fine.
I think that's one of your serving staff who are playing games with you. That's what I think.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, this year I'm happy to say we have a couple new meaderies joining us. Susan
Root?
Prairie Rose.
Yeah, Prairie Rose. Nice.
Yeah, she's a lovely person. I've known her for many years. I'm really excited to have her coming out. Lily Bell Meads. I've heard good things about their session meetings.
Yeah, they did well too at Valkyrie's Horn.
They really did. Yeah. That got me even more excited. He's been on me for a couple of years now to join, and finally I was like, okay, please come out, because it stinks. I can't, invite everybody, unfortunately, but
Right.
I want to get to the point where we can.
Yeah.
That's the goal. But yeah, a quick list here. I mean, so obviously we'll have Manic and we'll have our brewery, Gnosis Brewing. That'll be the only beer there. If you need a palate cleanser, we'll have lagers and some IPAs and whatnot. Then we have Standard Meadery. That's one of our sister meaderies from up there in Villa Park, outside of Chicago. Zamarium from Florida, Lost Cause from California, Bee Nectar, Honey Pot from California, Four Fires from Ohio. Got Hex Meadery, Fox's Den Meadery, Black Heath Meadery, Maniacal Mead, not to be confused with Manic, Unpossible Mead, Funktastic Meads, Tree Hive Meadery, Trip Fermentations, Fabled Brew Works, Prairie Rose, and Lily Bell. And
Nice.
I think it's going to be a nice little lineup there. So
It sounds like it, and you got from all over. That's great. I
Yeah.
hope Bill comes.
Well,
with Black
Vicky's going to be serving for Tree Hive, right?
For Tree Hive, yeah. And I told him, I said, you better not have another one of those Malort meads this year. And he's like, nah,
No.
I know last year.
And I'm going to be serving for Unpossible.
oh yeah,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Fun.
Nice.
Very
So
cool.
come find us.
Yeah.
Man, I just got to say that this buckwheat from John Talkington is so good. Man,
It's from John Talkington. What,
it's so good. It's like,
I mean, all you have to do is say it's from John.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, but man, I've had a lot of his bottles. That's like one of my favorite commercial meaderies for sure.
Yeah, I
And,
agree. I've never been, but that's on my list for sure. Place to
Oh, yeah,
go,
he's-
bucket list items. Yeah.
Very, very great. I love it. Like you said, he just does so many good flavors. But yeah, it's kind of a fun combo. I think Tom, if Tom's out there, I did text him a picture of his tropical
nice.
wave.
It was empty bottle.
But,
I'm jealous. I'm hoping someday he'll share one of his.
I know,
nieces.
right? And it's
so
like,
I got a few. I got a few, Kevin. I'll bring one up next time. And make
There you
sure
go.
Oh no, that's okay. It needs to come from Tom. It has to be a gesture
Yeah.
from him.
But if you
You
want
lose
to
it,
open that second bottle,
if you're
right
pouring
away.
one, yes, I'm gonna drink it. But you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's like a feather in your cap. Tom gave me a bottle of mead.
Totally. I mean, we sat here in the hot tub and chatted for like 3 hours.
Oh my
and
God,
I
that
still
hot tub
haven't
is
had one of his
amazing.
meads.
There's
Yeah.
a few
How did
tough
that
ones
happen?
to get like that. Yeah. I mean,
So
like a
Tony,
carving. How many carving meads do you have?
I don't have any.
Me?
I've tasted
None.
many carving meads. Haven't got a single one.
Yeah. Or
No.
how about peat? You got any peat meads?
I had
Nope,
some
nope,
meads,
nope.
not anymore.
Mm-mm.
That was years
Yep.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there not going to
Well-
be a southern component this year? For a while there was a Sugarbelt going on in Richmond. Was that you doing that or somebody else?
So yeah, so that was
Athline.
fantastic. And
Oh, that was fantastic doing that.
yeah,
Okay.
and it was at the Answer Brew Pub. It was a great event. He did it for 2 years. I traveled down there.
Mhm.
Basically, I told him he could use the likeness, he could use the logos, but I wasn't going to give him much help because I didn't have time.
Yeah, well, that's understandable.
And he had to do the work himself, and he did a great job, Matt at Funktastic. He did a great job. The 2 events we did there were tons of fun. But these events, I mean, they're hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hate to
They're-
say it, but
that's a lot to do.
we lose
Yeah.
money on the event every year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't originally. We might have made money. I think maybe year 2 and 3 a little bit, but it's so hard to quantify because of all the work you put into it and how much distraction there is. So, but it's not about the money really. And also, I did also want to mention that we do a charity every year, which has been in honor of. I'm a big mental health advocate of Manic Meadery. I got some guff from that in the beginning because people thought that I was making fun of people with mania, but I cleared the air because my wife's a mental health professional. I'm very much into it. I'm also diagnosed bipolar 2, so I've had my own journey. And a very good friend of mine, unfortunately, his son Daniel Fair passed away by his own hand, and so we do a suicide prevention hotline raffle every year, and we usually raise between $7,000 and $9,000 a year. So I think cumulatively now we've given probably, I want to say, around $40,000 to that organization. In the name of Daniel Fair. So that's really cool. It's amazing how much it was really touching. People just donate product. It's a lot of bourbon. people donate bourbon, mead bottles, memberships. All the meaderies will donate a membership for a year. And just the amount of people it's touched and the amount of people it's affected, with mental health struggles has been amazing. Like I've had people just come up to me and just start crying, like, with somewhat kind of like joy in a way, just that we're advocating for it. So I think that's a really neat thing. We'll be doing that again this year. So that's a pretty neat little philanthropy part of the Sugarbelt. And I'm happy that any of the extra funds that people have go to that cause.
So are people donating bottles that you then sell at
Yeah, so we raffle them off at the event at the merch table, and then I draw them at the end of the event, and I give people their stuff. So I've had I had someone donate the entire catalog of Weller bottles. I've had Pappy bottles.
Whoa.
I've had Rare Pips bottles and crazy Cantillon bottles and
Nice.
and then memberships and all sorts of things like that. And they just donate them, and then we just we sell raffle tickets. You put them in a jar, we draw the raffles, and then 100% of the proceeds.
So if we wanted to, let's say, donate some things out of our own cellars or some of our homebrew, would that be okay?
I mean, you could. Generally, what does better is we try to limit it to about maybe like 15 things at the most.
Okay.
And usually, the homebrew thing, might be cool. I'm sure someone would put tickets on it for sure. It's just, I definitely, with that, I've tried this because the outreach was crazy. I mean, people were wanting to donate things. I actually have to turn down some donations sometimes. Although this year it's been a hard year for us. I'm not going to lie. I am currently a full-time brewer. I did 2 beer batches today before I'm sitting here today. So
Wow.
I have a 5-barrel or a 6-barrel system, and I brewed 2 turns today. And then had a
2
meeting.
turns. Wow.
Home. Yeah. So, we let go of our brewer and kind of took that part back, and I've been making beer. I'm having a really good time, actually.
Nice
but-
change.
But it is still physical. So
it's a lot of work. Yeah, we don't
you
have.
go home, you're tired, you want to go to bed.
Yeah, I lifted thousands of pounds today and grained out thousands of pounds, and it was great. But I'm very happy with our beer program right now and where it's going. Kind of taking it back and fixing some stuff that was bothering me. So I like getting. That's where I like to be is making this stuff really. So yeah,
Cool.
but yeah. Sugarbelt, you should come. It's fun.
Yeah, you should come. Kevin's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Of course, Tony's going to be there.
I mean, I wouldn't expect that I'm an attraction for people to show up. No,
You'd be
nothing like that.
surprised.
I'm just going because I think it's going to be fun. I like helping, and I think it's going to be a great time.
It's fun. It's fun to get to see all the mead folks. I love talking to the attendees because there's a lot of them
Right.
that aren't part of the community. They just come to the festival, So it's really fun to talk to them about the meads. I love serving meads to people, and we get to chatting about what it's like and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I swear, if I had a meadery that was closer, and I'm actually thinking about chatting with Kirk and seeing does he need a server,
Oh yeah.
does he need somebody to pour meads or something like that part-time just to make a little extra money? And
I'd hire you if you were local.
yeah, thank you. I'm casting about for some part-time work because technically I'm retired,
Right.
but I need to be doing something,
Yeah, get out there and do something, especially in your wheelhouse like
Right,
that.
yeah.
What, laying tiles not enough for you?
It doesn't
Tiles
involve
done.
talking to people.
Tiles done been laid and like grouted and everything. So it actually turned out fairly well. I was
Oh, that's good.
surprised.
That's good.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not the same
first
when
attempt.
you're alone and you're laying down tile or
Yeah.
grout. It's not the same as
Not the
talking to
same.
people about something you love.
No, it's not.
No.
And
It's
and
not.
it's funny because in just normal circumstances, I'm an introverted extrovert. I can people until I can't.
That's me too.
Yeah, and there comes a point where I have to stop peopling and just retreat. But when I'm doing the mead thing, and part of this is I think habit and training over 25 years of working festivals and running comps and and things like that I've gotten used to basically being either on the stage or might as well be on the stage for, talking with people and just generally interacting. And I just push it all away and deal with people all day. And then when I get back to the room, it's like, don't talk to me.
So
We were both like that at MeadCon.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I am. I played shows in front of, tens of thousands of people in my life, and I'm perfectly comfortable going up in front of a huge crowd, talking on a microphone, performing. As soon as I get off the stage, I go hide in the green room. Whereas like my guitar player, Nick, he walks out there and puts his arms up and hugs everybody and hangs out. Like I'm like totally toast at that point. Like all my energy is exerted, and I'm more of a small circle person at that point,
Yeah, that's kind of where I get to. Is I put so much out there that I just have to like go, all right, it's time to dial it down. And
exhausting, all that passion, it boils
it
over
is. Yeah,
sometimes,
it wears you down. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
So,
but also the whole not seeing people when you used to work with them, and then suddenly not working with people, you sort of start talking to any stranger who will sit still long enough. Or at least that's what happened when I retired.
Yeah.
So wait, are all three of you retired?
No, she's not. I am, and Kevin is.
I haven't worked part-time since I got canned from my full-time job just before I got married in 2009. So I consider myself retired.
Wow. Man,
Yeah.
I envy.
Mine was more of a forced retirement. I had a perfectly good job, and then my dad got sick, and I couldn't do the job and take care of my father, so I quit the job. And then by the time my dad passed, we decided to move up here. Well, it's a different job situation here. And okay, yeah, I could have worked a remote gig or something, but it was like I talked to my financial advisor and she's like, just retire. I was like, okay, I will. But retirement doesn't pay very well. So oh, we lost Kevin, so I had to get him back in here.
Open. Evidently, I closed the wrong one.
Yeah, you dropped and then came back in, so I don't know where you went.
Yeah. No worry.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I mean, it's a great event, folks. I mean, I've been to Sugarbelt 3-4 times now, I think, and it's always a great time. Always a great time. Well worth the trip, especially if I'm only a 5-hour drive away, so it's no biggie for me. But boy, if you're anywhere in the Midwest, I mean, shoot, it's just drive on over and do it. And even if you're not, I used to drive up from North Carolina to go to this thing. So,
Oh yeah,
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about traditional meads.
Kevin wants to get into the nerdy parts now.
I do. Otherwise, we're going to sit here and tell stories all night long.
That's true. He's got a point.
That's all good and fine, but there needs to be a spot for us nerdy types. So let's talk traditionals, because I got introduced to an idea that I still cannot quite wrap my head around why nobody else has ever done this before. But Tony, you did it first in the mead world. An advent calendar with 12 traditional meads. And
24.
24 this year.
It was 24 this year?
No, It's going to be 24 this year.
Oh, it's going to be. Yeah, right. It was last year, 12.
It was 24. It was an advent calendar, 24 meads, and then day 20. I'm sorry, it was 23. On day 24, we did a cuvee of all 23 of them.
Okay.
So it was technically 23 monoflorals with the 24th bottle being a mix of the leftovers of all of them.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So a blended mead.
And truth be told, the original idea was to do a Christmas Day bottle that was going to be a full-size bottle that was all of them combined. But I accidentally back sweetened the mesquite blossom with some coriander, and and so I had to ditch the mesquite blossom, and I had to order really, really quick from California some more coriander because I only got enough to back sweeten it, and then I was able to save the coriander, but the mesquite is still sitting in my fridge in a 5-gallon bucket. With it's a mesquite back sweetened with coriander. And so, yeah, we ended up just making day 24, the cuvee in the small bottle, so everyone could try that. It wasn't a separate purchase.
Nice. But still, it's a great idea. I'd say I was watching everybody else buy them going, but I really want one.
Yeah.
I was given the opportunity to try a half dozen of them with Josh Holbrook and Adam Bystrom as we were emptying a barrel. And it was such a great concept and lots of fun. One of the things that we noted, and Tony, you and I talked about earlier, is that they were all kind of made with the same formula in mind. And so maybe tell us a little bit about the origin of that, what you had in mind, why you did it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So my goal for this was had several facets, but number one, for the dorky technical person in mind, like yourself and me and all of us, I wanted us to have an opportunity to maybe like I imagined a new mead maker or someone in the home level that maybe hasn't had a chance to get all those honeys and do all those at one time. I thought, this would be a good opportunity for people to try these honeys, and then it might give them ideas for using it. I mean, when I was going through those, because I also did a live, it was pre-recorded, but right before I posted it, I did a tasting every single day of it. And so there's like 3.5 hours of content of me and some guests drinking these things. And it was the first time I tried them finished. So it was very blind for me. And so I was experiencing it with the consumer. And I love that because it really gave us ideas on like, okay, what would you use this honey with? Do I like this? Do I want to do more with this honey? Or maybe this honey's not for me, or maybe this honey would be better with a different yeast, because that's the one thing we did, like to your point, Kevin, is that we decided to make them all exactly the same as much as we possibly could. So the goal was to have right around a 12% finished mead that was right in that like semi-sweet, maybe a tick above semi-sweet range. So I believe they were all around 10. I'm forgetting. It stinks that I forget. 1018 maybe. I forget the final gravity, but the biggest challenge we had with that, we also used the same yeast for all of them, the same nutrient protocol, which was very simple. It was just half and half nutrients. It was Go Firm and Fermento, and we didn't do any acid. We didn't do any tannins. However, we did use just a little bit of light toast American oak in the ferment, but it was such a small amount just to give it a little bit of tannin. But we did it to all of them, and you really can't really taste it on the flavor profile. I just wanted to add a little body to it if I could, but there was no other additions to it. DV10 was the yeast we chose. I chose DV10. I think to me, DV10 is just a workhorse of a yeast. A lot of people use it. I think it's one of the most temperature and pH tolerant yeast that exists. I think there's better options for a lot of different things. But as far as just overall workhorse, it's kind of like EC 1118 without being a drama queen sometimes. So,
and it's pretty neutral, so it gets out of the way of the honey, right? Which
yeah, absolutely.
Probably one of the things you wanted to do.
Well, it's kind of interesting you say that, because I want to circle back to the neutral part of that later. We talked about that with the esters of yeast, but which I've learned recently, something very interesting. However, yes, it is very neutral, especially in the terms of mead making. And it's very, now the wild thing is we mixed these up. I think we made a dozen one day and a dozen like a few days later. So they were all made about the same time. And the crazy thing is that, man, did they all finish in different places. So ABV on them varies a little bit. It's plus or minus in that 1% range, because I had some just not want to finish, and I had some go super dry. It was really, really strange. That's usually not the case when I'm making one batch of mead. I usually don't struggle with the traditional. However, the way these were made, and I actually put this job, I think I made one or two of them and got the system going. And then my new up and coming protege mead maker, Anthony Powell, who goes by Milo, he's just a great great young man. He loves mead. He loves winemaking. He's very talented. He's a very hard worker. And I was like, okay, here, you make 22 meads. So he made them all, and he's so exact and so particular that, he did them all the same. And it was just funny, we had some that, didn't want to go below 1, they wanted to be 1004, 1005. I've never seen that before. So, usually my traditionals with DV10 are gonna definitely be below 1. And I'm generally expecting, depending on the sugar content and the composition of the honey, between like 998 on the top end, and then like if you're Sean Darrell Harris Hawaiian, honey, get down to like 990 on the driest end. But it wasn't the case, man. They were all over the place, so that was really interesting. I learned that. Now, it wasn't that big of a deal because none of them attenuated to the point where they weren't usable. We just had to kind of adjust what we back sweetened them to, but we back sweetened them all the same. And they were pretty much as identical as we could make them with 7-gallon brewing buckets, because we made about 240 sets and did about 7 gallons of each monofloral.
Okay, so you're doing them in brew buckets then. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I ordered specific buckets for this from Uline. They're 7-gallon semi-transparent food grade buckets.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I could see.
Yeah, I got a couple of those translucent ones. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. The funnest part was finding the bottles that worked. I love the bottles, but we had to hand screw on all those caps.
Oh, right, that's right.
I also used the bottling bucket. It was homebrew style. I mean, I had the only way to fill those bottles. I used the bottling bucket and filled every one of them with a bottling bucket. So yeah, it was probably about 30 hours of.
All right, so I have to divert a little bit. Did that create any problems for you from a TTB standpoint, in terms of labeling, formula, etc.?
Well, no. Luckily, because it's a traditional mead, we don't even there's no additives in it. So this is more Keith's department at this point. I mean, I do operate Defund the TTB Facebook group if anyone's interested. But I kind of stay out of it. And as far as I know, with a traditional mead, you have a lot more leeway. So we don't have a bunch of additives in it. Kind of like there's. Because it's technically a mead. It's not other than standard wine or all the other gobbledygook that we do. So that wasn't hard. All we had to do was we just said what blossom it was. We're pretty good at getting labels approved at this point, because it's like, and now that the standards of measurement have changed, we can actually use those smaller bottles. Whereas like 3-4 years ago, before they changed that and added them, we couldn't even use those bottles. So that was actually really nice. This little 100 milliliter bottle, which is really nice. It's like a 3.5 ounce pour, which is perfect for one person, and it's enough for 2 people to taste it too. So,
right, yeah. So for people who are listening, these are definitely not standard sized bottles. They're very small, but perfect for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we charged $150 for the set. I do believe that's what it was, and. Yeah, I think we do plan. I saw a question earlier if we're doing it this year. We are doing it this year, and my gosh, I'm thinking about it, but I'm behind on it because I really wanted to source some wild stuff. I actually wanted to get some vendors involved, maybe, and sponsor some of the monoflorals, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think I'm going to have to scrounge around and just, find the honey. I'm going to make about the same amount this year. We came pretty close to selling them out this year. I think we sold just over 200 of them. We still have about 20 or 30 left, and we're still selling them. People still want to buy it. It's kind of funny.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, I think it's really neat. They had a lot of fun, and it was great for anyone. Just, I had members that have been, members of ours for 8 years, and they were like, "Oh, this is great. I get to try all these different honeys." And I had a blast doing it. It's going to be more and more challenging, obviously, to get unique, different honeys. But I think this year won't be too hard once I get past the first couple of years here. But this was an idea that we had for many, many years, but we had never actually made it come to fruition. And now I did it once. I got to do it again. It'll be like the Sugarbelt Mead Festival.
I think it's a great plan. Really, I do. I want to throw in a real quick plug here, if I can, Vicki.
Yeah.
next year for Valkyrie's Horn, which is in March. It's our traditional tasting educational event,
Nice.
and we do it every 3 years. The last time we did it, we had 120 roughly traditional meads available for people to taste. Obviously, a lot of repeats on some of them, but some truly unique honeys and things like that. So for people who have an interest in that kind of thing, I think this Advent calendar is an awesome idea, truly. But
Yeah.
you can also attend the competition and get a chance to try more stuff than you can possibly hope to drink in one day.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Kev, like my favorite thing is traditional meads. When it comes to mead in general, I love so many kinds of meads. I mean, I'm not that prejudiced when it comes to drinking different styles. I do like,
But a good
I do like
trad,
them all.
though, it's a skill.
But
you know?
it is. It's such a cool thing. I mean, for me personally, the place I like to play the most is fruit and spice, because you can do anything.
Yeah.
But tasting all these varietal honeys when they're really well executed is
Stunning.
truly an awesome experience, and I absolutely recommend it for anybody.
Yeah. And if you can have samples of the honey available, and and some people do. I would say, who was it? Austin that was saying? No, Troy that was saying that they had a number of the honeys, so they got to taste the mead and compare it to the honey. So he said it was just a ton of fun. And I'm thinking the same. It's like, because I've got a fair collection now of honey samples that I haul around with me to every event I go to, and put out the honey.
I can only imagine the difficulty for Tony to do that with his 24.
Oh, absolutely. And when I pointed that out to Troy, I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if you could get like a 1 ounce honey sample with those meads? I'm like, but the logistics would be absolutely insane. No way. Yeah.
For the competition, we do encourage people to bring samples of the honey with the mead that they're going to put out. But, of course, not everybody can do that. And that's all cool and fine. But, it's a great opportunity to try some things that you probably won't get it any other way.
Yeah.
For me, that was the valuable part of going to MeadCon when I did. Because there was no way I was ever
it's those opportunities, right?
Exactly.
These are all part of the community and education and sharing that makes it all work for you.
And also getting to try some of the weird shit, like the sourdough mead and the garlic mead, a couple of the ones,
ant mead,
a couple of the weird ones that Hamish brought, some of those honeys that made you pucker up. And
the Aussie honeys are crazy. Every single one of them has got a touch of eucalyptus in it, no matter what it is. It's like it pervades everything there. I was stunned at that, when because I must have tasted like 40 or 50 different Australian varietals when I was down there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. We got lucky. We found a honey shop that had samples from all over the country, and they had honey samplers. So I brought home like a couple of different honey samplers. They were just like 2 or 3 ounces of each honey, but that was all I really needed. I just wanted to have the opportunity to sort of let people find out more about them. So.
Yeah, that's been the most eye-opening thing about running a meadery and being in this industry is just how amazing of an agricultural product honey is and how diverse it is, and it's just so infinite. And then even beyond that, just ingredients, like getting off the traditionals for a minute, like just vanilla beans. Like I have a guy, it's Jones & Co. If anyone wants, and this is unsolicited, just I love the guy, but Jones & Co. vanilla. He is the best, and he gets so many amazing vanilla beans from around the world, and he will give you tasting notes. He will pick stuff out for you, and they're just the best quality. He usually has probably 30 varieties in stock, and they're all reasonably priced. I mean, for your standard planifolia like Madagascars and just regular Tahitensis, Ugandan and whatnot, it beats most people's prices already, and the quality is great.
Nice.
which is funny, Kevin, because I was told that maybe I'm going to have to do a vanilla bean presentation next year as well.
Oh darn!
Because I could geek out about vanilla beans for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I love vanilla.
But the honey is the center point. It always is, and all the other ingredients that I've learned about. I mean, I love to learn. That's my hobby. Is like I love learning things and experiencing things, especially in a culinary level and a science level. And that's where mead has just blown my mind all the time with that.
That's one of the best things about being in this industry is the fact that we're all foodies and drinkies.
Yeah.
Outside of the honey specifically, is there a favorite ingredient that you like to incorporate in your mead?
Oh.
You're gonna pin the man down.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the reaction. That's good.
If you consider oak an ingredient, I mean, but I guess I don't know. So we did a collab with Lost Cause, and I was actually going to open one of those bottles, and I forgot it at work. But I love spruce tips. I think they're awesome.
Oh yeah, spruce tips are amazing.
So I went out and saw. I was at Lost Cause's anniversary the year before this last one, and I love Billy and I love Lost Cause. I love what he does. He's another one of my favorite commercial mead makers by far.
He's so talented. He really is.
He really is. He's phenomenal, and he's a great guy. And he loves to nerd out, and he's done a lot for the mead community. And so we were actually sitting at my Airbnb in San Diego, and he had just recently started occasionally smoking cigars. Now I'm a big tobacco guy. I love cigars. I'm a big dork about them. I like pipe tobacco. I just like any kind of sommelier skill. I love flavors of tobacco as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to have a cigar together in the afternoon and talk about this collab. So he wanted to do something, that represented our areas. So we both chose 2 ingredients, and he chose pomegranate and pink peppercorn. And I chose black currants and spruce tips.
Okay.
And then so this was a collab we talked about, and then he made it when I wasn't there because he had to get all the ingredients and I had to fly home. So, but man, did that mead turn out amazing? I gotta tell you,
I'll have to give me a bottle of that.
It's phenomenal. It's so wild with that combo. You never think, pomegranate, black currant, pink peppercorn, and spruce tips.
Yeah. Not the sort of things you would put together, really.
No, but for the mead dork, I mean, it's just everything, and Billy's so good at getting those profiles that he just, all 4 of them are right there in the same level. I mean, it's so good. He sent me 6 bottles, and I gave one to our mead maker. I opened the bottle for some friends, and I gave another bottle to someone else. I got 3 left, and I'm like, oh man, all right. And I don't know if you know about Billy. He's got a secret cellar at Lost Cause, and he has a huge, massive collection of so many other commercial meaderies bottles. Like, he covets them, and he loves the industry. And so now I get to covet some of his stuff. I mean, I got plenty of Lost Cause bottles in my cellar as well.
Mm-hmm. I lucked out last year because where was it? At Valks. Last year, Billy had to head out, and he's like, I don't want to haul this mead back. So he texts me from the airport and says, I left a box outside your room. So I opened my door, and there's like a half a case of his meads, and I'm like, yes, because he doesn't ship to Michigan.
Because
shipper doesn't do Michigan unless you do the extra paperwork. So
we do, and it sucks.
Yeah, I know it sucks, and thank you for doing it.
Ugh.
I appreciate it. I didn't even think of that when I moved back home. It never even occurred to me that Michigan wasn't on the states list.
North
Carolina was,
They're always threatening us with tax audits and this and that.
Well, we're getting a new government in the fall, and with any luck at all, that won't be as big a deal. So.
I mean, Indiana's got stupid stuff too. I mean, we don't even ship in Indiana right now.
Really?
What? Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
like when Monroe Meadery said it was harder to get mead to the restaurant down the street than it was to get it to Japan.
Right. Yeah. 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 Speaking of that, I'm going to Norway in June.
Ooh, yeah. You going for one of the festivals?
I am. We're going to the Molde Beer Fest, and Manic and Gnosis will be pouring. I'm
Oh,
going with
cool.
Noah. And yeah, it's like it's the north. It's it's the far north. It's like latitudinally kind of parallel to the southern part of Alaska. So it doesn't really get dark, and it's gorgeous.
It'll be at the Arctic Circle then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could jump over to Greenland.
There you go.
Plant that American flag in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I lived in
it's only about a
Stockholm for a
3-day
year.
swim, so that's not too terrible.
Yeah. So that's been
That'll
fun.
be a fun trip. Cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. There's Marl Bobo. That's the meadery out there. That and he makes really great stuff.
He does. I've had his stuff. It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't been. Haven't you? You haven't been over for the.
No.
You need to.
I know.
I'm hoping to get to go next year. This year I was broke, so.
Right now on my list is I need to go to New Zealand.
What's in New Zealand besides New Zealand? I mean, it's
hops.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, New Zealand and hops, it's the mecca. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
It's unbelievable what they're doing. I'm obsessed with it. I mean, hop varieties, I would compare more to vanilla beans than I would to honey, because I think honey trumps everything. But but the hops, man, what they're doing now, and oh man, I've been forced into this situation, making all these wild hazy IPAs, but holy moly, is it hard? And the science behind it, which is still being discovered, is just intriguing to me. But these hops, I mean, the hops that are coming out of New Zealand are just
really.
I mean, they're on fire.
What do you think of anchovy?
Anchovy, I like it. We've never used it. We actually did for our membership at the brewery. We had a member hazy where we took 10 hops. And we had a party for the members, and they all got to sit down, and we gave them blind 10 cups of hops, and they chose 3 of their favorite hops, and then they picked whether they want a single, double, or triple, and then made up a name, and then we tallied it all up to get the 3 hops and made a hazy out of it. Anchovy was one of them on the list. I think it's super cool. I've had some stuff from Hop Butcher that's used anchovy, had a few beers. We haven't actually used it. Most of our stuff we're contracting now, but we'll get a occasional spot thing. In fact, I use Hop Alliance in Michigan up there. So, yeah, I think the anchovy hop is super cool. And I mean, it's like unbelievable.
So many, like it's blueberry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And there's like this. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't really speak to it until I work with it more, because I've had the raw hop, I had a few beers with it, but just like with the honey, until I ferment a mead and use it a few times, I feel like I don't have it took me my favorite New Zealand hop. It's hard to say this, but Motueka is my favorite, and I absolutely love that hop. It's like lime candy with all these tropical undertones. But that hop, it took me, to really understand that hop, it took me probably 10 batches of beer. And it's just my relationship to it gets closer. I just love it more and more. Now I can pick it out in a 3-hop beer, but it's hard because there's so many things coming out all the time. So keeping up with the hop world, the beer world's really made my head spin, to be honest with you. So
yeah, there's a lot going on for sure.
It's, oh my gosh.
And 80% of what every brewery makes is IPAs and mostly hazies. So
yeah,
that's all changing so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that our program is probably 50% hazy, 30% lager, 20% stout, and that's not including the random other styles we do. But definitely 50% hazy. But that's our location because no one in our area makes solid hazies. I mean, they don't do it. So I mean, Chicago definitely, but Northwest Indiana in our little 20-mile, 15-mile radius here, There's been some breweries that have done good ones, but a lot of them aren't around anymore and that kind of thing. And I wanted to bring the Chicago scene to our area. That's the whole reason I started the brewery. And I mostly drink lagers, but hey, what do I know?
Well, you know a little at least.
Making the hazies, man, that is a hard. People talk smack about it. I'll tell you what. I want to see someone who talks smack about it make a good one, because
hazies are
the most difficult beer to make.
Yes.
Period. Like, I will say that, bar none. I mean, everyone used to say lagers are hard. Everyone, lagers are hard because there's nothing to hide behind. Well, with modern techniques, modified grains, and half a brain in your skull, you can make a good lager. You really can. And I love them. I love the American lagers and modified grain lagers. I love German stuff, obviously, but I like the way what America's done the lagers, and it's great. But man, those hazies, man. I mean, I'm a dork about it. It's like haze stability, light transmission, proteins that are just small enough not to spin out.
All that.
Yeah, I have great tools. I have a centrifuge, and we test our haze stability, and it's probably caused me the most stress in the last 2 years is hazy IPAs. So.
Yeah,
I avoid that stress by just not drinking hazy IPAs. Period.
Yeah, but
I don't like
hazies
IPAs.
are really, really tough to do well and tough to provide any kind of longevity.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
and I think that's a key ingredient too, right? Is what's your longevity? So so many hazies they come out, and a week after they've been produced and canned, they're good. 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, not so much.
Really?
I will tell you now, our shelf life is on a hazy, if stored not warm. I will say if it's cold, it's better off.
Sure.
But I've opened stuff. I mean, now I have some things I do I'm really adamant about keeping that package, but it's all about managing pH. It's all about no oxygen transfers at all, especially in packaging. But there's a lot of different things. Keeping all the, we centrifuge, so it keeps all the organic matter out of there, so you don't have hops at the bottom of the can that are doing weird chemical reactions. But I don't know. Our recent shelf life, I mean, it definitely fades over time. It'll start to get quote unquote stale. But man, I mean, I've had some that are a year old that are still drinkable. More than that. And in fact, there's a new project I'm working on. This is a funny one. If you freeze a hazy IPA, if you freeze one, it's called suspended animation. That's the project, and it will stop it exactly where it's at indefinitely. So you can make a hazy and then you can freeze it in the can as long as you have the right headspace and you freeze it slowly. I don't want to be responsible for people's exploding cans, but
Right.
if you can get it frozen, you can sit that thing in there. And we've tried stuff that's 2-3 years old. And
What?
yes,
And it's okay because it's been frozen?
correct. So we can it, freeze it, leave it in the freezer. 3 years later, put it in the fridge, let it sit there for a week in the fridge. Open it. It's like the day you canned it.
Well, you're slowing down time with the
Yes.
freezing.
Well,
Totally weird.
Now, the
No one's
other
ever
problem
done
you
this.
have, though, is how much freezer space do you have?
Oh no, I agree. It's just more of like
And how much does that
fun
elevate
thing.
the cost of your beer?
Oh yeah. Well, so we're gonna do it this year for a commercial release for our anniversary. I plan on starting to do this. And I'm just gonna do like 2 flats, put it in the freezer.
Okay.
And then next year we'll be able to also for science purposes, right? So I can compare next year's anniversary hazy, which we try to make the same every year. I can compare it to the previous years without the age on it because it slows down that age so much that I can thaw one and see how close it is to the previous years. So like for R&D,
You can do it like a library release.
yeah, exactly. That's all we'll do. Yeah, vintage hazies, man. That's the next big thing.
Wow. All right. So one of the other topics we had discussed prior was this project you had about yeast. So tell us a little bit more about that, because
So this
we're
ties
nerding out tonight. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so this turns into you're talking about the ester profile I was talking about, like with yeast esters. Yeah, so
Yes.
with the brewery, of course, one of the other annoying styles that's everywhere is seltzers. And so a
Yeah.
little background on that.
Even meaderies are making them now.
Yeah. So I came into the brewery world basically. We're in July. We'll have 4 years in. I can't believe it's been that long at this point.
Yeah. Wow. That
Seems
went
like
by
yesterday.
fast, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So when we got into the brewery world, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was, and I have so much more respect for this industry, the brewing industry now. I made beer at home. I was definitely a beer dork, but man, it's a lot of work to make good beer, and you got to be on top of a lot of things, and you can't fix it like you can in the wine world and the mead world. You screw up, you screw it up. You're dumping it. But basically, we started making some seltzers, and I looked around at some local people and other brewers that were making seltzers, and they were messing them up so bad. And I'm like, this is easy, guys. You just make you make a mead basically with sugar water. I mean, it's the same thing. You got to feed it, So I'm just using what I have around. I'm using DV10. I'm buffering the pH down because it's obviously not acidic enough to be stable. So for pH buffer, I like something that doesn't have a lot of flavor, so I use phosphoric acid. And then I use wine yeast, and then I treat it exactly like a traditional mead. I mean, you could probably go to the TOSNA calculator and get what you need for it. But because I stock it, I used fermented oat. I tried DAP. I've tried a few things. DAP works great for smaller ones. But now I'm making like an 18% seltzer base with wine yeast with DV10. And that thing dries out like 985. It's crazy. And then I use that, and I can water it down and dilute it to like a 5% thing. So I can make 300 gallons of it, and it's enough to make 1,500 gallons of product. So it's a great space saver. I can pull it when I need it. But what I realized using the wine yeast is, oh my gosh, like you ferment sugar, just simple sugar, cane sugar, with a wine yeast. All you have in the profile is esters.
Huh.
So if you want to know what the ester profile, we talk a lot about esters. I've heard it for many years. And but if you want to really know, so like one of these projects for all you homebrewers out there who have the time, or even a commercial, person who might have the time, I want to do some seltzer trials with all these wine yeast, because all that's left is the yeast ester. When I used DV10 for the first time and made a dry seltzer, before I flavored it, did anything, it was just bone dry sugar water fermented with this very slight, in a large container, yellow tint. That was it. It was just clear as water in a glass, and it tasted like vodka and freaking DV10. And I swear, like all these esters, like I thought some of the profile I thought I was getting from honey was from the yeast, and it has esters. It has like a specific profile, and you get it all because all you're getting is esters. So it's pretty interesting.
What about temperature?
Temperature, I ferment it exactly like I do. I ferment it in in the high 60s, low 70s usually, mostly because of the high sugar content and gravity. I want it to finish. So for DV10, that's right in the middle range. I've tried it colder, but it's so funny because you smell it and you're like, you could be convinced that it's our Orange Blossom session mead.
Wow.
Like it doesn't have the citrus notes and the florality, but there's an ester there that is like, whoa, that is why a lot of our meads smell like this. Pretty wild. So this is just something I stumbled across because it really does smell like wine. I mean, it smells like that yeast, but there's nothing getting in the way of that ester profile. There's no other contributing factors. There's no other, components of what you're fermenting, because the sugar essentially really doesn't have much of an aromatic quality to it. So
yeah, when I was a baby, made baby winemaker. That was a thing that I did. Was I did experiments with just fermented sugar water because I wanted to see what the effect of acid and tannin and all the other things were
Oh, okay.
without cluttering it with flavoring.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
But yeast isn't one of the things I did, and now I think I might have to.
It's pretty wild. Like, I'm excited to try it with other things. I mean, it's in my mind. I would totally have done it at this point if I had any amount of time. But, well, like you said, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But hey, if someone else wants to do it, just tell them, just throw a shout out on your next podcast when you're talking about this great idea, and just say you heard it here first. But I gave you permission.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's a lot of fun. Going back to Billy at Lost Cause, he's a dork about all those meads. I remember, I think it was MeadCon 2018 or 19, and he did that huge blind trad test with all the different yeasts, and he was big into the SO4 at the time. He was trying different ale yeasts. He was one of the first people I know to really use a lot of beer yeast in mead. But that was pretty cool. But I don't think you need to even use honey. I think you can just use sugar water and really figure out what in the aroma you're getting off your mead is coming from the yeast ester and what's coming from the ingredients or what's coming from a combination thereof.
Well, one of my theories for a long time has been that I could make a quote unquote mead with sugar water and back sweeten with honey and submit to competitions, and nobody would be able to tell the difference.
Interesting. I think it would be, well, yeah, that's interesting. Huh. I'd be willing to try to blind test you on that.
We could probably make that happen.
I feel like I want to feel like I could do it, but I see what you're saying. Like, you could definitely cheat it. But I'll be honest with you, and this is kind of strange, but honey right now is not, it hasn't gone up in price in the last few years.
Yes, it has.
Well, not from
maybe not at the commercial level, but
yeah.
For us little people, it's a different story.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
For those of us selling it, it has.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot out there now, and a lot of people are soliciting me to buy it, and I'm kind of shocked at how quote unquote inexpensive it can be. I use a lot of B seasonal orange blossom. I love that Mexican orange blossom.
Mm-hmm.
They have great on.
Of all the OB, the Mexican's my favorite so far. So
it's so good,
yeah.
and I buy it by the tote, and
the Spanish orange blossom's pretty darn good too, though.
This price hasn't moved. I mean, it's fluctuated maybe 10 cents a pound in the last 7 years I've been buying it.
That's nice.
Well, that's amazing, really.
It might be different next year. Apparently, well, no, because you're buying the Mexican, but the Florida honey or the Florida orange crop got decimated this year.
Okay, so I love Florida orange blossom. It is actually my favorite. But it's so wildly variant. Like
it is, yeah.
I mean, you got to know someone and know someone who knows someone to get like a really
right.
It
is
It's
really different.
like that sweet yellow clover blossom. It doesn't happen every year, and it only happens in certain spots. And man, some of my favorite things I ever made was from a beekeeper in Michigan, actually, who went down in the winters and pollinated orange groves.
Oh wait, that wouldn't happen to be Kirk Jones, would it?
No.
Oh, okay.
He
does
Johnny,
that.
Johnny Bees.
Johnny Bees. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a family on a farm, and like they're like south of Grand Rapids.
Yeah. I've heard of them. I don't know them.
Yeah, so they were great. There's a little family, and that orange blossom. I think I don't remember how I discovered it, but I used to go up there and buy like all of it from them. And they'd have a good year, and that stuff was water white. That was like the clover year.
Really?
And yeah,
I've
I
never
have,
seen water white Florida OB.
oh, it's crazy,
Huh.
crazy,
That
and
is
just
crazy.
like just wild. So I don't know.
What
I
part
mean,
of Florida does he put his bees in? Do you know?
that I really couldn't tell you. I didn't really get into the weeds in exactly where he
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just kind of curious if like different parts, because I know Kirk takes his bees. Mostly, he's in the Panhandle area,
okay.
and that's where he gets his sourwood and his Tupelo. And
Yeah. Oh man, it's
yeah,
such a great spot too.
God,
So.
yeah, it's a great spot for it. And then he gets his OB too, but I'm not quite sure where all he goes for that. But I know it's not water white. I've seen it, so
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some really light stuff, and well, people always speculate on why something could be water white.
I don't
But
know anything about that. But it's
yeah, I'll tell you
interesting.
what though, the flavor out of like wherever we opened, actually, we had a sparkling orange blossom on that was Florida, and I got a barrel of it, and man, that sucker looked like that sweet yellow clover blossom, just that kind of
Mhm.
color, like barely any color, just a very, very subtle, like straw hue if you look at it against a piece of paper.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, Florida orange blossom when it hits is my favorite, but it only hits like 2% of the time, unfortunately.
Oh, bummer.
So that's my problem with that. California can be great too, but yeah, that Mexican's been the most consistent honey I've ever experienced in my life when you get outside of like big packers.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I can scrape up enough to get a bucket of that from Bee Seasonal.
Yeah. Oh, I just ordered two. I just ordered 2 barrels from them this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I
have
gotta
some.
have
They have
them.
some amazing honeys down there.
I really
They
wish you
do.
would get back into that Brazilian stuff. I've been trying to
Yeah,
get more of that from. That needs to be in the advent calendar.
yeah, yeah. It does.
Yes, it does. They've got
The
some good
Brazilian,
honey out of there.
yeah, that Brazilian picked peppercorn honey is amazing.
Oh man,
And
that's one of my favorite tribes.
Marmolario,
Mammalario, yeah, that is
So
just a
good.
stunning honey. I've got
It's
most
like
of
a
it.
tropical
aka
buckwheat.
Quince.
I haven't
I
gotten any of
love
the
it.
Quince.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Keens, the pink peppercorn, and then the what was the other one? There's a honeydew he did,
okay.
and
That's
then,
forest honey, which is a kind of a whole different deal.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the difference between the regular and the forest honey that we got in Mexico.
What was it? It was Keens.
Right, exactly.
And
So
what was the
it's
other one?
actually like something similar to an aphid that
Yeah.
consumes some of the sugars on the trees, and then the bees come and harvest it off their backs.
Oh, the acacia. The acacia was the other one.
Oh, the acacia's good.
Right,
Yeah.
so
I really
the
like
acacia angico, that's actually the one that AJ was
drinking right
tasting
now.
tonight.
that. Have you gotten
Yep.
samples of the German cherry?
Me?
Yeah, you can't get quantity of it. It's not possible. that
No,
I'm
I've
aware of,
tasted
but
it. Yeah, I've
yeah,
tasted
you've
it.
tasted it, so you know it's like
Ridiculous.
an unfreaking believable honey. And yeah, Kevin and I both decided that we'd sell our children to get a bucket of it if we could.
Well,
get
I
it.
wouldn't go that far, but it's in
Well,
my
yeah,
top
but
five.
I mean they're grown now, so we can't really sell them anyway. They're not anymore. So,
They might look at you funny.
yeah,
My
they
children
might.
would probably not appreciate that.
No, they probably wouldn't. But boy, I'll tell you what, I'd give a lot for a bucket of that. I'll tell you, if I could get it.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be good on the advent calendar.
Well,
But
and I was
I also
surprised.
am pretty
but-
confident you wouldn't be paying $20 a pound for it. Either, so.
Yeah.
You'd be willing to give a lot, but you wouldn't give that much.
You know, while we're talking about OB, when I went to Ireland, I stopped in at the meadery in Ireland, the only meadery in Ireland, and she gets all her honey from Spain, and she buys Spanish orange blossom. Yeah.
You're talking about Katie Bryan.
Oh, Katie, yeah. So because they don't have enough honey in Ireland. I mean, the only time an actual Irish honey mead was made was when Mike went over there, and he's of course Irish. Half his family still lives back there, and he basically rounded up every scrap of honey he could find in the entire country and made Garavog, and that was a short batch, and I've got one bottle of it. somebody's gonna have to persuade me to bring that bottle out so we can try it because I've never actually tasted it. I just was like, Mike made it. It's from Ireland and it's Irish honey, and yes, I will buy some. So yeah, we might need to crack that this year, Tony.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll dig her out and and then I'll have to text Mike and go, "Do you got any of that stash? I need another bottle." Drink this one with Tony.
Give me the stuff.
Yeah, I know he's got stash, so we'll see what, but he talked about making another one, but I don't know if he's ever gonna.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's doing bespoke meads now, as I understand it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what all he's done. He's not been really, hanging out with the crowd all that much since he closed the meadery. But
yeah, man, I gotta say that's been one of the hardest things to watch is especially going back to Sugarbelt. Just all the folks that were joining us, and then the people who have closed. It's really sad.
It is really sad. Well, and I'm old enough to be seeing ones that I remember, when they opened 25 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now they're, and there's some of them that were open before I ever got on the mead scene, and they're now starting to, they're getting up there, and they're just like, John Hamilton at White Winter.
Mm-hmm.
He makes great meads, and he's been doing this for 25 years now. In fact, I'm hoping to go up to the to his anniversary thing this summer. But he's talking about, he's like, he says, I'm just getting tired. I'm just, if we can find somebody to buy this place up, we'll sell them everything, recipes, the whole thing. And he's even got a distillery in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can do distilling.
But that's the thing. You age out at some point. I mean,
you do, yeah.
You need another generation to take over.
Exactly. One of my favorite meaderies, Mountain Meadows, out in California. I mean, they were older to start with when they got into it, but they were in it like 10 years when I got involved, and then they retired about 10 years, 15 years ago.
Oh.
And they're older than me, so they're getting up there. But it was just like they made some amazing meads. I've still got bottles. I'll have to bring a bottle of that too, Tony. They made a distilled mead. They've got a couple of fortified ones. They just, all their meads were really, really good. They used to regularly take medals.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't been around long enough to remember them. I'm an old person. I got stuff goes back a long time. I found a bottle the other day of Spruce Mountain. They closed like 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
I've got a bottle of root beer mead from Long Island Meadery, and he closed like 15 years
while
ago.
we're on this topic, since you're the veteran here, you have all this recollection of meaderies past, and this is
past.
Yeah, meaderies past and present and future.
Right.
I guess I'm kind of, we talk about this a lot in the industry, obviously, but when I opened, 8-9 years ago, it was in my opinion like at the right when it was peaking again at that point commercially, and and we freaking guns a-blazing crushed it for a few years, and then obviously COVID affected so many businesses, not even just meaderies, and then you have all of this folks, kids or young people aren't drinking as much, and there's all these different things we talk about in the industry constantly, and we all point fingers and blame. But I still feel like mead has not got to a pop culture renaissance. It hasn't made it into the mass market yet.
No, it hasn't.
And I just don't understand why or how it hasn't happened. It blows my mind, and it's always these little microcosms, or we survived because we have a great community around here, and we always had that in our business plan, was to make sure that we focus on the people around us that are paying the bills for us, and then do other things too, but make sure that our market, at least we can have some sort of a business that pays the bills, and that's been a struggle, of course, but we're making it work. And so I always wonder, where's it gonna, when's that gonna happen? I mean, they've had mead on Shark Tank. They've had, rock stars that endorse mead. They've had it on, Bud Light commercials.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
honestly, meat on Shark Tank didn't really help a whole lot, but yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. He was, oh my God, the amount of abuse he took after that happened. It was hilarious to watch. I know the guy. Okay. He used to come to the Mazer Cup in the first years of the Mazer when we were still in Boulder at the Outlook. And we would after the judging was over and that we'd end up partying and confabbing until like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We're all a lot younger then, and he would come to the meadery and he would just buttonhole anybody that would stand still long enough and pick their brains.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like got to the point where people were like, "Oh, he's over there. Okay, I'm gonna go over here now," because he just was so intense. It was just like, yeah. We're like, no, we've already had intense. We don't want any more intense.
Well, like for my business, for example, like here's a mind blowing stat. It's like when we started Vino Shipper during COVID, and it was wild. We were shipping out hundreds of packages a week.
Nice.
And it was insane. It saved our business during that time. And
yeah.
Of course, then that tailors off and this and that. But I think about how big this country is. We're sitting at who knows how many people. I don't even well over 300 million people, and all I need to do is sell like a couple packages a month to each state.
Yeah. And you're sitting pretty, It
doesn't take that much.
No,
if
it doesn't.
People in every state bought like $100 purchase every month, that would help our business out hugely. That's 2 people in every freaking state. How is that?
Why is that not happening yet?
Yeah. There's probably people that trade weird toenail.
Don't go there. Don't stop.
There's going to be a website there.
Don't go there. No. This conversation just took a weird turn.
Oh my God.
And now there's a porn.
All right. So as long as we're going weird, think about this. 20 years ago, D&D was vilified.
Oh yes,
right?
The Satanic Panic.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
It was actually
that.
30 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mainstream media was like, our children are dying. They're committing suicide because of D&D. Blah blah blah. And here we are today, and now D&D is mainstream.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually,
it is
we do
very mainstream.
And the number of people that have come to Mead as a result of God help us Skyrim has been, I played Skyrim and I thought it was
too.
Yeah, I thought it was cute, but the number of people, there's actually a Skyrim cookbook, believe it or not. And people get a mead recipe out of that, and then they come to me and they're like, well, I'm making the Skyrim mead, so blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, okay, first of all, don't make your mead that way.
Right. But the point I was getting at was like it took 20 or 25 years for D&D to get mainstream.
It did, yeah. And mead is where beer was 20 years ago.
Maybe that's
I've been saying that for 10 years.
Happened.
I know, but it's like we're also
a different trajectory.
Beer was also already at the time of the craft beer explosion. Beer was already a mainstream thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we're coming at it from the perspective of we've got an amazing craft industry, but we don't have large industrial mead makers. The size of Budweiser making crap mead that we can then, basically rail against and say, this stuff sucks. You should try this over here. And that's part of it is that we don't have a supporting industry to back us up.
Well, if you look at the trajectory of cider, it's similar. Like everyone said cider was just going to be huge. And
it's not really taken off like that. But there's a lot more cideries than there is meaderies.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's like 5 cideries within.
And the cider crowd is young and female.
Young and, mostly female.
Mostly.
Our Manic tap room is at least 75% female.
Yeah.
And it's ran by women and they do women event. It's great. It's phenomenal because it's kind of a, it's an artsy place. It's better for the girls to hang out. It's not some skeezy bar where you're gonna get hit on by a bunch of weird.
No, it's
dudes.
really not skeezy at all.
Yeah. So I mean, they like that. I love being able to have that. And
yeah.
I mean, it's great. It's a comfortable place. They can, we get guys, but it's not, it's definitely, that's definitely the crowd. And I mean, we are a cidery too. We do a lot of ciders. So, pretty much, gosh, do almost everything. It's kind of stupid, but
yeah, whatever will make money.
You're not doing seltzers.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I'm doing seltzers.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. I
At
didn't
the
know.
brewery, yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. That's why I haven't seen it.
It breaks my heart, but I'm doing it.
Well, yeah, but it's like you also got to look at the economies of scale there, and
We made over I made over 100 different things last year between the two entities.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing about seltzers is they're really fast turns, right?
Yeah, they
Pretty
are.
fast, unless
And
you go to 18% like me.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
You have
that's
18% seltzers. Okay, I got to go to the brewery.
but that's a blended deal too. So it's still
Yeah,
you're
I
not
water back
fermenting
it.
it. You're not fermenting 18%,
Yeah.
but
I'm fermenting
Yeah,
it to 18%. Yeah.
it's a quick turn. So
Yeah.
that's it.
It takes about 2.5 weeks, sometimes 3 to get 18% or like totally dry.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's done. You know what's even easier? Hop water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can turn hop water in literally 24 hours.
Well, have you
Yeah,
seen what Brad's
I'll see
doing with the mocktails in
I
cans?
have a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I got sample. I tried all of them while I was there last time, and they're really good. He sent me home with like 2 cases of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I'll
always
bring
been such a dork with the flavor stuff.
Oh, he's a flavor maven, man, big time.
Yeah, so Brad, like, to me, he's the guy. Like, so me and Keith went up there when we were, trying to open this place, and we went up there, and he was just so gracious and showed us
Brad's
around,
awesome.
of course, for like all day, and to all his different buildings and showing us the entire evolution of bee nectar.
Yeah.
And we were just like mind blown. But he was the guy, that now I'm that guy, and he's like, don't do it. You don't want to do this. You don't want to get it. He was the dude that was like, don't do it. I was like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it no matter what you say, Brad. Sorry. And he's like, okay, well, that's the right answer if you want to do it, but you shouldn't do it. I'm telling you. And here he is. He's still plugging along. I love it.
Yeah, he is. When I was down there, it was great. When was the last time you were there?
Oh my gosh, it was 7-8 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Well, you need to go again. I went, and he kind of gave me a tour of the back room, sort of thing. He has a canning machine that is like a transformer. It's the thing is freaking nuts. It'll do like 3 flats of cans, like entire.
He's into all that stuff
at once. He's
builds his own PLCs and his own automation.
Yeah. Him and Mike were going nuts because Mike had developed a mead management system where he could stir his tanks while he was in Greece and things like that. It was an app, and he had it all worked out because Mike's a geek too.
Yeah.
And him and Brad were just totally geeking out on this stuff and doing all kind of wild stuff. But yeah. It's pretty cool.
Brad's a wild man. I love him to death. I mean,
he is awesome.
They're great.
Yeah.
I mean, what Bee Nectar's done has been phenomenal. And you've watched him shift and do beer, and he's always on, he's always willing to adapt. So
yeah, he is.
Very admirable thing. It's what you have to do to survive, really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I got a kick out of it because I don't know, not this time when I went down, but 3 or 4 times ago, he was like, you're my mead mom. I was like, aside from making me feel old, I was so proud. He owns the largest meadery in the United States. I'm like, thank you. It was awesome. It was like so awesome because I went down and visited his place when they were in like a little back room on a corner on 8 Mile in a really bad neighborhood,
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lock the doors, kind of place. But it was just totally cool, and and I've been drinking his mead since before he was pro.
Yep. Oh man, gotta love it.
Yeah. But no, back to your original question. Why hasn't it taken off? It's a really good question, and I think it probably would have done a whole lot more if COVID hadn't interfered, because that changed the paradigm for everybody. And people drinking got scaled back a lot after COVID. Why, I'm not entirely certain.
During COVID, it was bonkers.
It was nuts. Yeah, it was crazy. But after COVID, though, it was like,
well,
maybe they all had a health scare.
The lovely thing about mead is that, so like, even like, I'm a tobacco consumer. I smoke cigars, I smoke pipes, like I said, but I'm not, I do risk mitigation with this. I'm not smoking them all day. I'm not inhaling the stuff. And just like with drinking, it's the same thing. And mead, the beautiful thing about mead is, you can get a great experience just drinking a few ounces. You don't have to get hammered, and that's what attracted me to this culinary fest of mead. Is I love the fact that it was based on those flavors, and that intrigued me. And it's not just about, obviously when the libations hit and you're socializing, it's also good for that. But just the flavors and then just the stories about the origins of the honey and the ingredients and how you make this stuff and the history of it. I mean, that enough to me is like, I think it's a good alcohol for most people to drink who don't drink very often, or don't drink a lot. I mean, it's a good thing. You can open a bottle and set it on your counter and drink it over the course of 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Right.
And
truthful
I love that.
Flavor combos are infinite and crazy.
Yes. Well, in like, so here we go. Here's another thing that doesn't happen. And if I only had more time, I'd have an Instagram channel based on this. But I hang out with, one of my hobbies, like I said, is tobacco. And I absolutely love cigars. I love pipe tobacco. I love the history of that. I love everything I love about mead. I love about cigars and tobacco. And just the stories, the people who make it, the art involved in it, everything, the aging process, all of these things, the origins, the countries that's lifted up. And I'll tell you what, mead and cigars is unbelievable.
It is.
No one really
I love a good cigar with a great mead.
Oh my gosh. And I go every Sunday that I can up to the way north side of Chicago, where the Bears were possibly going to be instead of Indiana. We'll see. Arlington. And I go up to Arlington and I go to this old school pipe shop and I hang out with some guys, and it's great. It's like my little break. And these guys are old school bourbon guys. I've had every bourbon you could ever imagine, Scotch, fine wine. They bring all that stuff. I bring the mead, and these guys just are like blown away by it. It's so fun, to watch them like try these, because those big dessert meads and these big sweet, melomels, they hold up to a cigar so well. And it's so fun to see them pairing with that. So, of course, another thing I don't have time for is, trying to integrate more mead into the cigar industry. But, alas, you only have 24 hours and a half a day.
And you use 26 of them. So, yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the weak. Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Which
will be sooner rather than later if I don't sleep. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. It's like, So we got a buttload of Nathan questions here. Like, he heard we were having you on, and he's like, well, here we go then.
I love questions.
I know. Well, Nathan questions are, I don't remember if he was giving us questions when you were on last in 2020. Maybe not. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, he almost always, if he knows who we're going to have on beforehand, which I try to always give him a heads up, he gives me questions.
Was it 2020? Oh my God.
2020 was the last time you were on, was 2020.
Oh my God.
5 years ago. Yeah, I was like, holy crap.
Can you still access that and listen to it?
Absolutely. Every single episode is out there.
Gosh.
Yeah, every
I'm gonna have to
single
listen to that and be embarrassed for myself. Listen to this cocky SOB.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Cocky's not one that I would apply to you.
I've definitely been pummeled with humility and hopefully some grace too along the way. So.
Grace is always a good thing.
Yeah. You got to give it to yourself before you can give it to anyone else.
That's very true. Okay, so considerations on your no limits brewing. Since you believe no flavors are off limits, is there a specific ingredient you're currently, quote unquote, arguing with yourself about whether it belongs in a mead?
In a mead.
That's what he said.
Oh, a specific ingredient, whether it belongs in a mead. Man, it's been a while since I've thought about that in the mead world. I don't really think so. So I approach mead making like I do any other sort of art because I consider it art. And to me, there's no bad idea. There's just maybe lackluster interpretations. So
Okay.
I think that the coolest things you can do are those things that everyone goes, "Ah!" and then you make it good. Like, for example, like years ago, I wanted to prove the world wrong that it doesn't matter what honey you bochet because varietals get lost at 15 degrees or whatever. And I was like, that's not true, So I boiled like 15 gallons of Tupelo, and
Well, you did Metaphone 1 year, right?
I did Metaphone and Tupelo. Yeah, I've done a lot of expensive honeys, and I'll tell you what, I mean, for me, I can tell the varietal difference in a bochet. Now, is it the same delicate profile as the unadulterated raw honey? No, it still is caramelized. It still has these other flavors brought into the mix, and depending on how you bochet makes the difference. Because there's you can go too far. You can burn it, you can char it, you can create carbon in it, and there's things. So like the technique is important, but man, oh man, can you taste the varietal? It's unbelievable. Bochet's to me are like they're just on another level, and I think that's kind of uncharted territory. And we did that. That was a collab with Standard. It was called Burning Down the House, and that Tupelo blossom, man. I mean, it shines in that bochet. Now it's a big residual honey. It was aged in a barrel, bourbon barrel. But you could taste the Tupelo in it, like in space.
Yeah. And to have the nerve to bochet Tupelo.
Yeah.
It was not cheap. I think.
No, it's not.
It was like
I think that could be a whole
pail.
Topic is the kind of courage it takes to risk the cost of the honey and the process and the time, etc.
Yeah.
In the hope that it's going to take off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's courage. That's courage in a bottle. That's actually a great name for a mead.
Courage in a bottle. Yeah, I like it. That's the beautiful thing about mead. And like, if I had to throw it all away now and just choose one thing to do, I would continue to be a mead maker. I'm certainly the most passionate about that. Although, like I said, right now I have Milo, my little
your new mead maker,
my new guy who's just got so much promise, and he's so great that I'm excited to give him a lot of these responsibilities. And I just let him roll with it, and he does a great job. And so he takes a lot of that off my plate right now. But if I, like, let's say everything, the S hit the fan, I would probably, I don't think I'd ever stop making it. I'd probably just revert straight up to making mead and, by myself in a basement somewhere. Because I love how you can build up a mead and you can make it. So as far as back to the original question, an ingredient, I don't think there is any. I really don't. I don't see any ingredient. And it's the same way if I were to eat food. When I eat food, I'm open to anything, especially on a cultural level. So if I'm going to go into someone's home, I'm going to eat whatever they serve me. If they're going to eat it, I'm going to eat it. And I'm not going to, maybe kind of like makes me second guess in my subconscious. But I'm going to be polite. I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to try to have as little bias as I can. Now, I think this brings up a really good point as to why maybe mead is stuck in its little niche category. It's because it takes a lot of brain power to really enjoy this libation. And I'm not trying to talk ill about my fellow human beings, but
well, having
work.
Yeah, having some discernment, if you will.
Yeah.
Regarding the taste profiles is a good thing. And oddly enough, and I think this has been one of the things that's kind of held me back for many years, is people try one, and unfortunately it's a bad one.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I had mead. It sucked. It was too sweet, or it was too this, or it was too that." And it's like, what, did you try one beer and swear off all beer? Well, no, there's all kinds of beers. Well, let me talk to you about mead.
Right. Right.
Then they end up with a lecture they really had no idea they were going to get. But it's part of it is a lack of understanding, of what he really is.
Some of this introduction too, right? So I had a server in a brewery where we were doing a homebrew club event recently, who came down and sampled some things, and she had some meads at the Ren Fest, that sort of thing, and so had some idea what they were about. And some of the guys in the club were like, "Oh, no, you got to go try this guy's mead." She came over and sampled it, and oh my God, this is the best mead I've ever had in my life. I had no idea that it could be like this.
Oh yeah.
And this is the problem, right? There's good, there's bad, there's in between. And, that's true in the beer world too. So we have to overcome that somehow. I'm not sure the exact process for doing that. But
part of it is there's no national voice for mead.
Yeah.
Telling people... Yeah, and there's not going to be, because there isn't any meadery big enough to provide that voice. But that's part of it, is that it's still a niche product, and it's until we can break through that glass ceiling, it's going to stay that way. And that's the thing. I don't know how to do it either. I wish I did. Because
I honestly don't know if we're ever going to get there.
No, I don't know that we will either.
Personally, I have serious doubts about that. I think it's going to stay a niche product. And that's okay if you have a meadery and you build your business around the idea that is the way it's going to stay. Mm-hmm. Don't go into it like some
thinking you're going to become Budweiser.
Someday. Yeah. Take it slow, build your audience, find your people, and stick with that, and you have a business.
Yeah.
I'm like
there are plenty of meaderies that they cannot keep their stuff in stock. They sell it as fast as they can make it. So they're not hurting.
But how big are they?
Well, none of them are all that big,
The
only ones of any size are Brad and Brad.
Yeah, so that's exactly the point, is find your audience and make to your audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be nice to have a few things that could fund what the dorks want, right? Because I'm a dork.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So finding the thing that funds it. And we think about this all the time in both of our businesses here. And it's like, all right, let's find the thing. And it's funny, we go to a beer festival. We do a lot of local festivals, and we'll get a table with Gnosis and a table with Manic next to each other. We double dip. We have the beer here. We have the mead here. I'll tell you, at the beer festivals I go to, the mead is like insanely popular.
Oh yeah.
If you go there, you're like, wow, look at this.
Yeah. 20 years ago, I poured for Brad at the beer fest in Raleigh, and that's a big event, and people come from all over, and it was the only mead there. And we were, my husband and I, minion for Brad. Yeah. And it was like it was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, and that's a great point though, is that you're different in that environment. You are the difference. Yeah. And so tell me then, Tony, when you go to a mead event and you bring your beer, then what happens?
People like a break and they want a nice crispy boy, So
they go to the beer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would say we used to go beer hunting after the Mazer Cup every year.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it was like after 3 days of judging mead, it was like, don't even talk to me about mead. I don't even want to know, man.
How about water? What water? What do you mean water?
What's the ratio of honey to water?
I drink a ton of water anyway, but yeah, that was how I learned beer because I had a bunch of beer geek friends dragging me out beer hunting after the Mazer. So yeah, that was what what little I know about beer is because of them. Thank God. So okay, so let's see more Nathan questions here. How does your personal passion for philosophy as a mindset influence your approach to brewing, mead making, and experimenting?
Oh man, I mean, I live by existential philosophy. So pretty much every moment of the day, I'm attempting to tap into whatever consciousness I can to increase the quality of my life and the quality of my family's life and the quality of my friends' life and my community and those, kind of spreading out. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's symbiotic. I mean, my mead making or anything I do is symbiotic with just my lust for life, I would say. Um, I mean, philosophically speaking, uh, I love just talking. I love talking to people about their experiences. I love to be humbled by the fact that I'm a tiny ant amongst the 20 gajillion ants, and finding meaning and then also respecting the past and respecting history and the people that came before us, because I think that often gets forgotten nowadays. We're as much as we like to whine and cry and complain, like we are living in, like, at least on a materialism level, the richest lifestyle of any human beings that have ever existed.
Ever, yeah.
And so I try to keep that in mind all the time, because humility is really the antidote to chaos.
Mhm.
And I don't really need, like, I don't really care about money, so to speak. Otherwise I wouldn't be in this industry.
I would say the quickest way to make $1 million is to start with $2 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I love that part of it. And I mean, that brings me joy on small levels with talking to people, because they get really spun up when I get passionate about a vanilla bean for 10 minutes, and they're like, whoa, wow. And the fact that someone wants to listen to me talk about that is really cool. I mean,
It is really cool.
that's
Gigs
incredible.
of
And-
But you got to hang around with the right people too. So.
yes, yeah.
Or an oyster from the East Sound, or an octopus from the Mediterranean. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, we just have an infinite amount of stimulus right now, and I think bringing it back, just like I'm actually, like, full disclosure, I'm having a great time right now because I'm drinking these two meads, which my gosh, I'm gonna have to save them for my wife.
And you're still coherent.
But I really haven't taken the time to do this in a long time. So, like, Vicky texted me earlier, and, like, this kind of forced me to do it because I wasn't going to say no. And, like, I'm really grateful for that, So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for this moment now, just talking about these things. It kind of excites me. I'm talking to people who are my peers who enjoy the same things and on the same page. And that really, like, that gets you going when, a lot of times, life is hard for a lot of people now, even though it's the best it's ever been on certain things.
It's still hard. Yeah.
The existential crisis is always there. And
It's always there. Yeah.
yeah, the material goods can be there. You can make a bunch of money. You can have a lot of people that quote unquote like you, and you can be quote unquote successful, and you can play by all the rules and participate in the games. But at the end of the day, we have a finite time on this earth, and whatever happens is, luckily for us, is sort of up to us. And I feel very fortunate for that. And the fact that I'm even sitting here now talking about this nerdy beverage that we make is incredible. I mean, yeah. I feel like so fortunate and blessed for that we all already won there. So I'm not even going to complain. I'm not going to be doom and gloom about it. I'm a pretty critical person though. And I definitely think about these things all day. But at the end of the day, I mean, if it all ended right now, I have no regrets. And I'm very happy to be associated with all this great mead community and all the people who see, the art and the love that's involved in discerning all of these wonderful flavors and and fermentation creations that we make.
I agree with you. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
being critical of the things that you do and make for yourself and for others, that's one thing. But being grateful is a totally different thing,
Yeah.
right? Being
Yeah.
grateful for the opportunity to do those things that you love, that's something else entirely.
Yeah, I can make mead because I don't have to go hunt a bison. I can go to Costco.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can
Well,
just-
I'm suddenly realizing that I'm retired.
Yeah. How about that?
You know, I can do the things. I mean, I've been doing Got Mead for going on 30 years now, but
Wow.
it was always just a sidebar hobby because I had a job. You know,
Right,
I had work to do. I had things that needed doing. And now it's like, okay, so if I want to like go get a job, but in the meat industry, where no, I won't make very much money, but by God, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. You
Vicky,
know?
you're not just Brad's mead mom. You're like our mead mom.
You have no idea how much that means to me because that was why I started Got Mead. That was why I did everything that I did was to, to help push mead forward, to get people into it, to get, to help people make better mead. And I mean, just all the way around, that was really the only thing I had in mind when I started doing this.
And you still have the best calculator on the internet.
Yeah, well, wait till you saw. Did you ever get a chance to look at version 2? Because it's fixing to roll out.
Did I look at it yet? I don't even think I did.
Yeah, I sent you a link to it when we were at the Valves.
All right, I'll look at it right now.
I know you're busy, and I figured that because I know you got Sugarbelt and all that. But yeah, take a look at it and tell me what you think because I would like your input before I launch.
I mean, I love it. Like, of course, there's like tiny little. Of course, you use it forever, but I've used that thing so much.
Well, this is mead calculator on steroids, basically.
I mean, just the water dilution with the fruit factored in there is unbelievable. Like, I mean, just picking apart. I don't even use all of the features. Just certain ones are great, and the way you can. Yeah, I mean, oh man, it's.
Oh,
great.
when it crashed, I got I got a text from Roger Warner, and he's out in Long Island, and he's like, "What the hell, man? I got mead. You need to get this thing working again because we got hacked, And I was like, I'm working on it, Roger. Come on, man.
It was on another site though. What's the site that mirrors stuff?
Yeah, well, I had it sitting independent outside the site, but I think somebody else also put it someplace else.
Yeah, there's some other site that does that when things go down and they like mirror it or something. I found it.
Yeah.
I remember trying to use it when it was crashed. I was like,
yeah. And I had a number of people getting up with me going, "What the hell, man?"
I'll be honest though, I learned so much messing around with that calculator that I can almost like not even have to use it sometimes because I can see the numbers in my head. It's pretty
well, it's gonna launch with the same stuff, but looking better, way better interface and everything. And I haven't done this yet. I got to do this before I launch. I'm going to add in a whole bunch more fruits.
Nice.
And maybe some vegetables too. So I got to scrape up all the sugar content stuff and get it in there. But parsnips, yeah. Beets.
Well, I mean, for me, I input all the sugars on my own anyway.
Yeah, well,
But
it's gonna pull the sugar percentages when I get it done. So.
It's the most accurate way to calculate sugar content with water content of fruit that I've ever found. I mean, it does such a good job of that in general. And I mean, I've labbed stuff. I've compared it. I mean, this is many years of using it and just obviously nothing's ever perfect, but I mean, that's the closest thing we have to it. So
it's never been perfect, but it was pretty good. So
it's a great tool. It's the best tool in my opinion. I mean,
well, go back through your text with me and pull up the V2. Text me back and let me know what you think. Cause I got some more tweaking to do. I got to add in the extra fruits and then I'm going to go ahead and put it out on the site. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but I would like your input since I don't pretend. This funny thing is my mead calculator, but do I use it all that much? Not really.
Yeah, right.
I'm a seat of the
But your
pants mead
style
maker.
of mead making is different.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not doing it commercial level, so I don't have to be as it's a little different. I'm more of a seat of the pants mead maker, and I do it by taste and smell, and
Yeah, but
so
it's set up so with the inputs you can use it as deep as you want or as just simple as you
or
want.
just
That's how I
shallow.
like it.
Yeah, I
'Cause I
use
just
it. I
use
use it mainly for like surface things, with just like getting my basic honey calculations right,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
beyond that, then I'm playing.
Yeah.
That's an art form to me, just like it is for you. So and it's I used to catch so much crap from Pete about that because I'm not scientific enough. It's like, I don't want to be scientific. If I wanted to be scientific, I'd have gotten a science degree in college. Okay. So yeah, it's just not. I mean, it's like I admire the people who are into that. I think that's really cool. It's just not me.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
But yeah. Okay, so I'm going through the additional Nathan questions here. Among playing quote unquote fantastic tunes at the tap room, what's on your personal playlist that people might not expect to hear at Manic Meadery?
Oh, music? What?
Yeah. This is Nathan. He goes deep.
At Manic. Huh.
Yeah. And what would you not experience, on your playlist?
I mean, so personally, like, so my playlist, like today, I've been on a classical kick. So I listen to the entire Tchaikovsky, Romeo and Juliet composition today, and then I also listened to some of the Nutcracker, and then I was listening to Beethoven last night, painting my daughter's new bedroom, which I'm sitting in right now. That's empty.
Okay.
And I've been listening to a lot of classical music lately. I love jazz. My guilty pleasure of something I can listen to all the time, like would be Frank Sinatra.
I love Sinatra.
And then all the attributes like Count Basie and all that big band stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
And then I love Bob Marley. I could listen to Sinatra and Bob Marley basically for the rest of my life. I probably mix in a little like early Grateful Dead. And then, yeah, we have a very eclectic music group, especially at the brewery. Two of my partners are really into like doom metal and like garage band rock.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. I approach music like I do food and like I do meat. I mean, I'm just like completely all over the map. And like I said, kind of like the mantra of there's no bad formula. There might just be some bad interpretations,
I like that.
That kind of rings true. There's no music style I don't like. I mean, to be completely honest, but the girls run the meadery, the actual Manic tap room now. Girls run it, and so whatever they want to listen to, they get to listen to.
Yeah, they're in charge.
I don't micromanage that at all.
That's smart.
Somehow I have this feeling that Haley is listening to metal.
Yeah, so Haley loves all kinds of music. I will tell you this: Haley is no longer employed by us. I know. However, on a bright note, so I'm going to tell you the Haley story real quick.
Say, hopefully Haley went on to bigger.
I know she had another baby.
Yeah, so Haley walked into our meadery 8 years ago when it was me and my wife and my partner Keith running the whole thing by ourselves, just open. And she walks in there. She's an early 20s girl, and she's got all her piercings and tattoos. And she's like, "Hey, I want a job. You want to hire me?" And da 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 da. My wife's like, "She's a little extra." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, And then a few months later, we ended up calling her in, and then we gave her the job. So she was our first full-time taproom girl. And little did we know at that time that she would literally become like our best friend, our sister, our all of these things. And she's the best. She's awesome. She's like my wife's best friend. She's like one of my best friends. But when she walked into that place, she had a boyfriend at the time, who's now her husband, Ben.
Oh, okay.
All of like 6'9" or 10.
Oh my God, she got a big one.
Yeah, and she's like 5 foot tall. So I mean, it's
little, yeah.
I can relate to that. My husband's 6'2" and I'm like 5'3", so yeah.
Yeah, so she came in and she was dating Ben, and she had worked at a doctor's office, and she says, she was just all about the people. She was a people person. So it was great energy for a tap room. And my kids, well, my daughter's been raised basically in this industry. She's 13. So by the time she was 3, she's watched this develop. And then my son, who's 18, was a young boy at the time. So they were always in there. And, when I first met Haley, she's like, "Oh, I'm never having kids. I'm never, nah, Okay, cool. Well,
You say that now. I said that until I was 30.
yeah. So it was a matter of time. And then they got married, and then she got pregnant. It was a rough pregnancy. And then she's not going to have another kid. Now she's got another kid. Now she wants a third kid. And she is like the most wonderful, beautiful mother who's found so much joy. And she just needs to be a stay-at-home mom now because she's working on kid 3. And I wouldn't want anything more for her. So
no, that's the way to go. When you got that many kids, it's like the child care alone.
Yeah. And her kids are amazing. Her husband's amazing. I honestly, it's one of the moments in my life where it's like the circle of life where, we sort of mentored her, but we were close enough, I'm 10, 12 years older than her. So we were at a stage a little ahead and she shows so much gratitude towards meeting my wife, Vanessa, and I, and becoming part of that and like that influence. Cause she's like, "Oh, you guys taught me that like you can still be cool and have kids and your life's not over." And I was like, "Yeah, great." But we never pushed anything on her. She just saw it.
Oh my gosh.
Osmosis. So,
that's funny. Well, good on her. I'm glad that she's,
Oh, she's doing so great. We still hang out with her all the time. And her little kid, her little boys, her 2 little boys, are unbelievable. And Bjorn and Tor are their names.
Okay.
Yeah. Very
that sounds pretty death metal, honestly.
Yeah, totally. Bjorn and Tor. But they're just the cutest. And she is a lovely, beautiful woman. And her husband's amazing. And I honestly, that's like better than making money to me, is just watching her come into the family. We call it a family here. And then, have to leave the family, but not leave the family to be able to take care of her family. It's just an incredible circle. And she's always welcome back anytime she wants. Who knows if we're still around in 20 years and kids are growing up, she can have the place. I don't know. I mean, I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's where Haley's gone. And, luckily we've had some great girls, fill in the spots, but Haley is iconic for, Manic. And I can't tell this to meadery owners enough, or winery owners or brewery owners, just to find, hopefully you find a Haley, hopefully you find just a great staff member, because they're just representing you all the time. And if you get lucky enough to find one, you do everything you can to hold on to them as long as you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amen.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, she likes death metal. But she likes pop music too, and K-pop and all kinds of wild stuff. So
yeah.
She's eclectic. I love her to death. She's my sister.
That's cool. So Manic Meadery is known for pushing boundaries and quote-unquote challenging taste buds. For your traditional mead advent calendar, you use 23 different monofloral honeys with the same yeast and ABV. Which honey variety surprised you the most by how much it changed in the final profile?
Well, I mean, right off the bat, this is funny because I did this video at a cigar lounge in Arlington, the one I was talking about. And it was the fireweed. The fireweed, I drank it on camera and I was not happy with it. Now, this is kind of funny because I've used fireweed multiple times before and I love that honey. So it was not my first experience with fireweed. But I was like, man, this is like slightly acidic, and like it was just like not hitting right for me. I was really disappointed. You could see is the only one out of the 24 days that we did the video where I was like almost apologizing. And then I had people come up to me afterwards and were like, that was my favorite one. And so that goes to show that it depends on your situation, where you're at in your day, what you've eaten that day, how you're feeling, what's in your brain. All these things impact on how we enjoy certain experiences, and I think all that probably added up. I tried some later, and it was a lot better than I remembered it. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I can't say which one surprised me the most. I was really excited about the Zambian wildflower that we got from Dutch Gold, like in 2019. Remember when they did that?
I remember that. Yeah.
So I bought like 6 pails of it, and I used some of it, but I still have like 4 pails of it. Like it's just
wow, really?
Crystallized like a brick. Yeah. So I love that. That honey's so wild. It's like so feral. It's like it's almost like buckwheat on steroids to some extent. It's just got this like musk to it,
It is, yeah, and it does. It's an interesting honey.
Yeah, so weird. So like that was a fun one because I actually thought the raw honey version was almost a little more polarizing than the final. Although I did have some people say they did not like that one at all. I thought it was great. I thought it turned out actually better than I anticipated. The pomegranate blossom I thought was really cool. That one, I didn't know what to expect, but I really, really liked that one. And then there's a lot, Metafoam's tough because a lot of times it's mixed with brambleberries. You have a lot of blackberries and raspberries around those fields. So I get a lot of that spice, the tobacco spice and like clove spice sometimes in a Metafoam.
Yeah.
So like the Metafoam, I thought that the blackberry blossom was almost more metafoamy than the Metafoam, which was weird. But those two honeys have a synergy anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really enjoyed like not blinding, but like tasting them in the moment with everybody and giving my opinion, trying to be positive about it. I definitely learned a lot, and man, I mean, that's my wheelhouse. That's really why I do all this, is to be able to do that. So to be able to do it and I guess subtly monetize it was cool. But mostly just for the experience. And I'm really excited to, I gotta get these other ones going by July. So I gotta accumulate a lot of honey.
Yeah. It's time to start collecting, isn't it?
I might have to pull out some PSAs and try to get some people to send me some stuff, because I know there's some stuff laying around in some places, and I really only need about, probably about like 30 pounds to get it done. So I'm looking forward to the next one for sure. I would love to do a non-United States version version of it that was all
European and other country honeys.
Yeah. Like one of the most interesting meads I had, I think, at the last Mazer Cup, was some Korean honey that was,
interesting,
in the freaking neutral zone.
Oh God! Can you imagine having to harvest that honey? Like, don't shoot me! I'm just kidding.
Totally. Yeah, it's wildflower. There's a meadery there that entered a bunch, and I took a bunch of their bottles home. That's usually what I take at the comps. I take all the weird, like
that same. Yeah, I tend to take things from areas other than where I'm going. So yeah. If I'm going to an East Coast thing, I bring West Coast stuff and
right.
That kind of thing. So yeah, I hear you. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if anything turned out totally different. I think
DMZ honey though, that's a wow.
Yeah, it actually says DMZ honey on the bottle.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I've actually got a plaque with a piece of bob wire.
Oh wow!
DMZ, because my daughter was stationed there for a month during her ROTC days.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they rotated her to South Korea for a month. My kid turned 21 in South Korea.
Wow!
Yeah, so her and a bottle of bourbon got real busy. To this day, she doesn't bourbon. She's a tequila girl now. But it was really interesting. She brought me back this plaque, and it's like a certified piece of the bob wire from the DMZ.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's wild. I wouldn't think there'd be bees in a DMC, man.
Yeah, right.
It's not like you can tell them not to go.
Right? Well, yeah, bees are going to go where bees are going to
Bees are
go,
gonna
but
be.
still, like, can you imagine having to harvest honey in the DMZ?
Well, I'm
There's only
hoping
like 8 million North Korean rifles pointed at me right now. But okay, I got to go get the honey.
I'm hoping when I go to Norway that I can see how much I can sneak back. I don't know if
Oh,
I'll be able to
absolutely.
know.
I brought back probably 15 pounds of honey from
Really?
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, I basically stuffed every corner of my mead boxes and everything. All my socks had jars of mead in them. And, I mean, and I was amazed that the importing guys, the customs guys were all over my butt when I got home, but they weren't. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's
I lucked
awesome.
out, but yeah, I brought back a buttload of honey. Nothing quantity wise that I could do anything with. It was all for tasting purposes. But
Yeah.
I had a crap load of just like little jars of honey.
Mm.
So you should be able to, but I mean, the getting it home part is going to be expensive. You'll end up having to cough up, but it's what it is.
Yep. Yep.
Certainly cheaper than having it shipped, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you do. I mean, I spent an extra $300 getting my stuff home from Australia. And that was just because extra airline fees and whatnot.
I think I need to find someone in Europe that
You do,
can
yeah.
collect
What
things.
you need to do is go to the European comp and make some friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing the Norway thing. That's a good start. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you just need to hook up with those guys because they'll be able to tell you where the honey is.
Well, so they are. We didn't talk about this, but we are doing the European or Polish mead exam at Manic in October.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I didn't, but I think I'll have to come down for that too.
Yeah, it's in October.
Okay. That's good
and,
because the other thing I got is in September. That's the Michigan Mead Fest. So
yeah, so they're doing that Polish European mead exam at Manic. So,
yeah, I planned on signing up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I'm looking at my phone now for the date because that's so far away in my mind right now. But
It's like October. Yeah, shoot, I had it on my calendar.
Like the second or third week of October, I think.
Second or third week, yeah. So yeah, but I'm planning on coming down. In fact, I got to go get signed up before all the spots are taken.
Yeah, that'll be fun though.
It will be, yeah, and it'll be a less intense thing where we can hang out after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yep. So that'll be a good time. But okay, let's get through the rest of these Nathan questions so I can let you get to bed. Because it's a school night for you.
Yeah.
Kevin and I are retired, and AJ works weird hours. So
Yeah.
Midnight is when she's like working. But
I'm a night owl,
Yeah, same.
Bedtime's 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'm up till like 11:30, 12, and AJ's texting me at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so as co-founder of the Sugarbelt, have you seen the local Crown Point community's palette for mead change since you opened it in 2018?
Oh, that's a cool question.
This is Nathan.
I wouldn't say. Well, yeah, I mean, change. I suppose that's a little bit relative to an extent. I've seen them open themselves up and just be like, wow, I love it. Like, it's fun to watch our local group of people now become a fan of like Pie Road, who unfortunately is closed now. But
Pie Road closed?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Shoot, how'd I miss that?
Yeah, that was a year and a half ago.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I had
so
some of their stuff from before they went legal.
Oh yeah,
They were sending out samples and stuff. Yeah, I had.
So Matt and Debbie are good friends of mine. I love them to death. They just closed it up, but they would come out here and they developed over the few years they were here at Sugarbelt, a really nice following, including like my dad, because they're just charismatic people in general. So you're selling your product, but you're also selling yourself and
absolutely,
and attitude. So
yeah, I'd say you can have the best meat in the world, but if you're an asshole,
yeah, right,
that's not gonna work.
Oh, this is pretty good, but he's a dick.
But he's a dick. Yeah, I'm not going back there. He's a jerk.
But yeah, so that's been really fun, and I love watching our members and our locals try all these things, and then now they're in that membership, and that's I think that's the best part of it. Like I'm not trying. I think there's nothing you can do that's enough to promote mead. So that was the goal of that festival. Full circle here is just to promote what everyone else is doing around the country, and to make sure we give it a spotlight and bring our own people in on it and expose them to it, because I'm not someone who I don't feel competitive towards. I'm like there for you, bro. That's how I am.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm a big believer in the rising tide floats all boats.
Yeah, for sure.
And that if we help especially in our industry, as niche as it is, if we help each other, everybody benefits.
Absolutely.
It's just a good thing all the way around. And I see more and more of it. I mean, we have the Sugarbelt. Texas Mead Fest is coming back. There's the Billy has a mead festival. I can't remember what time of the year it is. Orpheus Cup has a mead festival.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to go to one of those.
Me too. Yeah, I've had every year. I repost all their stuff, and it's like, oh man, I'd love to go to that. I haven't been to Colorado in ages.
I think I entered one more Orpheus.
Yeah. Well, they have both the comp and the festival, so
Right. Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
And now John Opgard at Opgard Meadery has got one going for the PNW.
Okay.
So they've gotten like 14 meaderies, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a big mead culture up there for sure.
Big mead culture up there, yeah, and it's getting bigger. So it's all the way. It's growing. It's slowly growing, and so we've got half a dozen mead festivals around the country now.
Yeah.
Where 5 years ago we had 2. You know. So I mean, I count it as a win.
Yeah, I agree with you there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way I see it, is every gain is a gain, and I'm not going to worry about where do we compare with craft beer, cider, or anything like that.
Well, I mean,
craft beer
is a whole other conversation.
It's a whole other conversation, yeah. And I mean, we're our own thing, and we're going to do what we're going to do.
Yep.
And as long as it keeps rolling forward, I'm not going to worry that we're not Budweiser.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't even want it to get that way.
I don't think it would. No, I think if we had a big international or national mead maker, I think it would ruin a lot of what we're doing.
I just want to sell 100 boxes to each state a year via mail.
There you go. And I think that's a wonderful goal to shoot for.
Oh man. It seems so easy.
I'll have to check and see what your club costs and see if I can swing that. I'm a member of Talkington's club and have been for years, and mainly because of momentum and just haven't gotten around to doing anything about it. Every time it hits, I'm like, I probably ought to get out of that because I can't really afford it. But dang it, these are good meats.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard to convince myself. So
I love it. Yeah.
I talk myself down it's like every quarter it's like $125 or something like that, and then like every 3 months I can do that.
I think I got like maybe 3 ounces in this bottle left for my wife, and
yeah, don't drink that last quarter, you'll get in trouble. Don't do that. You don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, you know who's the boss. So.
Tom's bottle is almost gone. This is bad. Yeah. I should have brought a Spindrift or something.
Let's knock out these last 2, and then we'll let you go take the mead to the wife if she's still awake. Which she's probably not, because she's like got a regular 8-to-5 type job kind of thing. So.
She works nights too, but she's always working. She's a rock star. We both work a lot.
Yeah, I hear you. It's the thing. Yeah, I've been a workaholic my whole life. So
yeah.
Okay, so as you and Keith Cantwell started this as a hobby and quote unquote rolled the dice on commercializing it, what's the biggest risk you feel that you've taken in your tenure on a specific batch that actually paid off?
I mean, I'd say the Tupelo Bochet was probably the biggest risk.
Yeah, that would be, because most about everybody would be like, ah!
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people like blame me.
You did what to Tupelo?
My modern mead makers, people were because like I love challenging norms. That's like one of my things. I'm a contrarian sometimes.
One of the things I like about you.
Yeah, it comes from like I really just want. I like to push boundaries. And I like to question. I love to answer questions, and I love to ask them. I love it. I just want to learn things. And So if you say I can't do something, I'm going to figure out how to do it. If you say you know how something works, I'm going to prove to you that you probably don't. I mean, that's just kind of like how I'm wired. So yeah, I'd say that the Tupelo Bochet was probably it. And I didn't start with Tupelo. I started with Star Thistle. That was the first one I did. I did a Basswood. I did some different varietals, and like I was already convinced that varietal character comes out in the Bochet if Bochet correctly.
Yes.
Or at least with nuance. So yeah, that was kind of that. I'd say that was the most risky just because of the expense. And if it didn't turn out good, I could have gotten totally flamed.
But it worked. So.
And then I will say on top of that, I did a beanie in the bottle series. I've done 3 of them where I put a whole vanilla bean in the bottle before I cork it.
Oh my gosh.
And so Brian Galbraith at Impossible stole that idea from me, but just jabbing you, Brian. He actually brought me a bottle and told me he stole the idea from me. No, he said that he did it. He had it in his mind first, but I did it first. Anyway. No, but he did. He's got some versions too, which is totally cool. Brian's a friend of mine. I kid. But yeah, that was kind of risky because you got to make sure the ABV's up there to where you're not going to get that vanilla bean doing weird stuff. But so far, those meads have aged really well. The first one was a Metaphone Blossom Traditional that had so I was very particular. So I have my vanilla bean guy, and it's Tom at Jones & Co. Tom Jones. I know it's funny. I said I want minimum 7-gram vanilla beans. Now, I also posted this on Modern Mead Makers years ago. I was like, why is everyone saying, hey, you should add 2 vanilla beans per 5-gallon batch or 5 vanilla beans? I'm like, vanilla beans weigh anywhere from like 1 gram to like 10 grams. Like, why don't we start weighing them? Anyway, so I asked for a 7-gram bean minimum. That would come all the way up a Bellissima 375 milliliter bottle all the way up the neck. So I got hand-picked beans, and then we inserted them with our little gloves and isopropyl alcohol on it, just right into the bottle, corked it, and man, I love it because you're basically making like a mead extract, and I don't split the beans. Oh, look at that. There's the Jones & Co. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love promoting him. He's so great. You all should buy vanilla beans from him for sure. Tell him.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I usually buy it from. There was a co-op that was doing group buys, basically.
Oh yeah.
They were a group on Facebook.
I remember that. Yep.
They still are, yeah, because we were all like going and telling each other about it,
Yeah.
But I'll check this out.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's 54
phenomenal. Vanilla bean. I didn't even know there were 54 vanilla bean varieties.
He gets crazy stuff. Like the hype stuff right now is Planifolia from Brazil.
Holy crap!
I mean, he has stuff that's very expensive, but like just your his regular Madagascar Planifolia, like your traditional Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean, like you're talking like $100 a pound kind of thing. So
yeah,
very competitive with anyone. And this is
the Brazilians are
yes.
What, 1 pound? Oh wow!
Yeah.
A single bean is $87. It's like that's retail. I imagine you're probably doing wholesale. But
yeah, he does. I think the Brazilians, the A grade Brazilians are around like $350 to $400 a pound.
That's crazy. This stuff is $8.95 a pound. So.
Oh yeah, no, Jones & Co. is going to beat everyone. His stuff is so good. He's such a good guy too.
Well, I'll definitely walk through it and check it out.
Yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, I think that was probably the most risky thing, putting beans in a bottle. Yeah, and burning some Tupelo. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are pretty brave things to do. Okay, and last one. You have often shared knowledge with homebrewers about process and experience. So what is the one, quote unquote, rookie mistake in mead making that you still see people making most often?
Oh, from one of the
That's a tough one to know.
Well, I would say this is more of a philosophical thing again, and that's full circle back to his philosophical question earlier. And it also kind of links up with the last question. Question things, take chances. Don't speak gospel just because you read it. Like, it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. It doesn't mean you have to like tell everyone like, oh, that's not the way you do it. You do it this way. And we all see that, you know.
Oh yeah. I've got a couple friends that do it that way, and it's like really hard not to go, hey, look.
But there's so many ways to do it, and don't stop being creative. So I think the biggest rookie mistake is thinking trying to obtain some sort of valor or self-satisfaction and thinking that you know the only right way to do something, and then you get stuck in that, listen to other people giving you other suggestions. It doesn't mean that other suggestions are going to be fruitful. It doesn't mean that they're going to be better, but you should always listen and like consider them and analyze them and then possibly try them out, because sometimes you don't really know if something's going to work or not until you try it for yourself. And just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And just because it didn't work for someone else doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. And I think that's really that's basically like it's an outline for how to be artistic. I mean, you have to be able to challenge convention. You have to be able to throw the bean in the bottle and burn some Tupelo. I mean,
Rob is over on the chat saying not buying a hydrometer when you buy your brew bucket.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you the number of people. It's like, well, it's still bubbling. It's like,
I just think
minute do I want?
I think reading stuff as gospel and then reciting it. I think that's the biggest thing. Because, like, I mean, my gosh, when I started this, in this, everyone was all about carbonic acid, swinging pH and screwing up your yeast. Have to degas before you. And I was one of the early people to call that out. And I was like, that's, and I did it. I tried it. I didn't do it. I didn't call it out before I had some anecdotal experience. But I also got the tools, and I, measured, my pHs, and I measured titratable acidity, and I looked at the numbers, and I messed with it. And I realized that, okay, well, yeah, it does help if you don't want an eruption in your little brew bucket if it's overfull, but it's not going to create a pH swing that's going to hurt any kind of viable yeast. And that was something that was recited a lot, I mean, obviously raisins is like the number one thing.
Oh, wait, I go back to the days when you started out with acid additions and Irish moss.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, that's how old I am. So that was, I mean, we were doing the recipes, and that's what you did.
Yeah, so in the beer world, in the hazy world, right? So like, we didn't talk about this a lot, which is fine. This is a mead podcast, but
yeah, we need to have you back on, and we can go into the beer parts.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
there's a lot of beer
in
the mead world. So.
On the hazy side, like you have like Scott Janis, who like wrote the first modern book. He's kind of like the Ken Schramm of like hazy IPAs, So he wrote the first real book. I don't know, at this point, the new IPA, that was like I think 10 years ago he wrote it, and he was doing like very on the forefront, like research on this stuff. And he has so much right. Now you ask him about it and he's like, oh my God, I just want to edit all of this, because he proved half of his theories wrong at this point. Yeah. And it was gospel to so many people. So that brings me back to what the biggest mistake is to think you know something. Like you don't really know anything. You're borrowing stuff, or something works out multiple times in a row and then it's a pattern, but like, we don't know how all this stuff works. It's art. It's culinary science. It's biology. I mean, there's all these things combined, and we're just happy. I'm just happy when it works out, and like I like to learn about it. Mostly, I like to ask questions. So just never stop asking questions. Never stop challenging yourself or challenging the person that's preaching the gospel. I mean, that's really important. That's how you evolve, and do it in a nice way. You don't have to get all ad hominem. You don't have to get all, criticize-y. Just ask questions. But unfortunately, nowadays, questions are often looked at as criticism. So people don't, if someone doesn't want to answer a question, just move on to the next person because there's someone else out there is willing to give you some information.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm an open book, obviously. So
yeah, you've always been great at sharing.
I'll tell everyone just about everything, man. I don't really have a lot of
good at sharing what you've learned, and I love that. I mean, that's. I remember back in the day when I would be like canvassing meaderies to get more information on, things like what they were up to and production levels, and they're all like really cagey about it. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, I know.
Why would you not want to trumpet it to the skies what you're up to?
Yep.
So yeah, it's a thing. So I mean, I learn from everybody. I'll be learning until the day they, fold me into the oven to burn me up.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing. That's why you've been doing this for 30 years,
It never stops. And I'll be like 80 years old. All y'all be like, Vic, you need to stop, And it's, I keep saying at some point I got to find someone who's going to take over Got Mead when I'm gone, because now I'm closer to the end than I was to the beginning, and I wasn't when I started this. So. It's not something I had to think about 30 years ago. It's now something I need to think about. So.
Oh boy.
But yeah. Oh, it's good to have you back, Tony, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. So.
Oh, I love it.
Or at least I'll see you after the festival is over. So.
Yeah, I'll be around. Yeah.
I know. I'll see you back at the meadery after things are done.
Oh, it's gonna feel good.
Yeah, it will be. You're gonna have to stay open late this year.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit of a later one.
It'll be a little bit of a later one than
I'll be ready for it this time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my husband and go, well, look, we'll have to go fetch you some beers from Gnosis, and then you can bring them back here.
There's some beer. We have the beer at Manic too.
Yeah, okay, that's right. You do. Okay, good, because he's a beer guy. He's not really a mead. I mean, he drinks mead, but not that much.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of beer out. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, there's a brewery there, so you'll be fine. And I said, and there's food. We have food. But yeah, it'll be really good. So if y'all are thinking, you want to try a whole bunch of different meads, Sugarbelt.
Last one at this location. It's the end of an era, and we will continue to make it bigger and better, hopefully, and with the support of the lovely mead community.
That'll be awesome. Let me know. I'll keep pushing it out there for you.
Heck yeah.
You know that. So we'll tell the wife we said hey, and make sure you save some of that Tom mead for her, or she'll have a cow and you'll be in trouble.
It's like probably 2 fingers left in the bottle. This is rough.
Hopefully that'll be enough.
Tonight, if anything, I learned that I love mead.
And my job here is done.
Wow, I remember these days.
Yeah.
You're the mead fairy and the mead mother.
I've been the Barbara Walters of the mead industry for a long time. And I say most of the mead people these days don't even know who that is. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're not old enough to remember. So
Baba Waba.
Yeah, Baba Wawa. Yeah, I'm the old fogey. So, but all right, man. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and have a good one. And thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me on. You, of course, are awesome. Man. It was nice hanging out with you all. And
thanks for coming.
Yeah, I will look forward to our next encounter, and I will raise a glass for my last little sip before I give the rest to my wife.
Or you give the rest to your wife, and you'll get in trouble.
See you in a week and a half.
There you go.
Heck yeah, Kev. All right, you take care, you all, and I appreciate having me on tonight. It really made my night.
All right, I'm so glad to have you, man. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
All right. Night.
Good night.
So we got a buttload of events coming up. Things are getting busy. It's spring. May 6th, Wild Blossom Meadery, Chicago, Illinois, has Optimo Swing playing jazz. DeFrancesco Meadery in Wrightsville, PA, on the 7th has Mead and Meditation. Also on the 7th, Valhalla Meadery, Bozeman, Montana, acoustic jam party. May 7th, Dancing Skeleton Meadery in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, has trivia night. May 9th, Brimminghorn Meadery in Seaford, Delaware has U.S. Wrestling Justice. John does some of the coolest events at his place. May 12th, Honey Tree Meadery, Nashville, Tennessee, Writers Night and Open Mic. May 13th, the Mead Hall, Charles, Missouri, has an acoustic jam. May 14th, Nucleus Mead in Linesville, PA, has a mead and read. May 14th, Valhalla Meadery, Bozeman, Montana, has an acoustic jam. May 16th, Adesanya Meadery in Granville, Michigan, has mead samples with a new image salon. May 17th, Fox's Den Meadery in Manuka, Illinois, is doing a Rock the Fight, and it's PHIGHT kickoff fundraiser at Papa Magoo's Bar and Grill. May 21st, Standard Meadery, Villa Park, Illinois, has after hours networking. May 21st, Valhalla Meadery in Bozeman, Montana, has an acoustic jam. May 22nd, Manic Meadery, Crown Point, Indiana, Paint and Drink Forest Fairies. And of course, May 15th is the Sugarbelt. That's in there already. Let me see where we. Oh, I'd say May 24th, Clear Skies Meadery, Rockville, Maryland, acoustic music with Mike Rock. May 30th, McAlpine Meadery in Beach City, Ohio, has a 30-mile bike ride and mead. May 30th, and this is a meadery I had not heard of before, Slash O Meadery in Nacogdoches, Texas, has live music with Dan McMahon. May 30th, Hive Mind Mead and Brew Company. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Caldecott, UK. It's Candy Disco Night with Tandoori G. May 31st, Bumbling Fools Mead, Minneapolis, Minnesota, has a mead making class. May 31st, Wild Blossom in Chicago, Illinois, has a grown-up book fair, grown-up books. And May 31st, Heidelberg Meadworks in Troy, New York, has a mead and read, and the book they're reading is The Corpse Flower, and they also have an artist meetup on that same day. June 6th, the Fur Meadery in Houston, Texas, has Fire and Our Bones live music. So lots going on. And then, and also support your local meadery. Even if you don't have a local meadery, you can go to shopmeads.com and get meads from all over the country. Some really good stuff up there. And of course, if you want to get your event on Got Mead Live, let us know at gotmead@gotmead.com. We'll be happy to take care of that for you. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks. And in the meantime, be excellent to one another, and we'll see you soon.
Night, everybody.
Good night.